Good evening and welcome to Rebels Radio latest broadcast. We are live at the Carlsberg Stadium, Langford Road. Oh, it's called Langford Road Stadium. Is Carlsberg no longer sponsoring it? But there's Carlsberg sponsors over there anyway. Banbury, Biggleswade, for the live contact between Biggleswade.
Do you want to start again?
No, I don't want to start again. Biggleswade and Slough Town. Haven't got my headphones on. Everything's going a bit wrong. Happy birthday.
Thank you very much.
Let's hope it's working.
I must take this opportunity to wish my my partner's sister a happy birthday for tomorrow, otherwise I'm going to get beaten up. Oh, do I have to? Oh, blimey. We're just waiting for the players to come out. There's been a few late arrivals on the Slough time. They're just... Okay, right, so I'll go through the teams for you. For the home team tonight, in goal is Tom Gowans. 2 is Sam Ives. 3, Mark Coulson. 4, Josh Beach. 5, Stuart Farrell. 6 is Lee Allinson. 7, Jordan Davies. 8, Ian Rees. 9 is Kelvin Bosman. 10 is Lee Reid. 11 is Zane Banton. And the subs for Biggleswade are Cameron Moore, who weighs 12. 15 is Craig Daniel. And 16 is Kyle McNulty.
Poor Adrian, he's sounding very good. Oh, look at those dashing shorts that Jake's got on.
Jake Summerall just coming out in pink.
Yeah, there's some lovely shorts there on the show. Welcome along to you, any first timers listening out there. I
haven't done the Slough team yet.
Sorry, carry on.
Sorry. For Slough, we have Alex Gogic in goal. 2, Sean Fraser. 3, Ryan Parsons. 4, Billy Jeffries. 5, Reece York. 6 is Adrian Sear, who's a change Saturday. 7 is Luke Knight. 8 is Jamie McClurg, who's captain. Scott Harris, 9. Ed Smith, 10. James Dobson, 11. And subs for Slough are 12, Guy Hollis. 14, Ben Edwards. 15 is Adam Cornell. 16 is Oscar Betts. And wearing his lovely pink is Jake Somerville, who's going to be on the bench. Carry on. Oh, dearie me. Today's referee is Stephen Finch, who's come quite correctly prepared with a tin hat. And don't mention the war. And then he's ably assisted apparently by John Panconi and Robert Trinder. Keep going. Okay. Oh, do I have to talk a lot? I've got such a sore throat. I fell asleep all the way on the coach, so that's great. There you go. What conditions are they like? Well, there's a pitch and it's green grass and it's got some white lines on it. And there's a couple of bits at either end which I think are called goals. For some reason, one of the blokes is actually checking on the goal at the right-hand side. As we're still waiting for the players and referees to come out.
Kev's just making his way out, as is Neil Baker. We're sat up in the small stand here at the Carlsberg Stadium. It's a lovely new stadium, new venue, isn't it?
Well, yeah, it's a few
been around
years
since
old.
2008.
They've just had that to our left. Someone's testing. Oh gosh.
There's all sorts going on. There's
a very camp match announcer coming on.
It's all kicking up there.
But there's a lovely little news stand. If you've been to Biggleswade before, behind the goals they don't have any cover, but they've just got a little stand on the left-hand side. It's about 50 foot long, and that's quite new. But it's not behind the goal. It's way off to the side. So something new, and obviously it's a very nice interior of the clubhouse, sponsored by Carlsberg.
Yeah.
Very green and white, and that's the colours that Biggleswade will be playing in tonight.
Yeah, so it's all... we're still waiting for the teams to come out on the pitch. The referee is there. There was a number of travel issues, I think, for both teams. A few players stuck trying to get around the M25. How was your journey in the coach?
I was asleep, mate. I missed the whole thing.
Oh, okay. Well, that's quite good on your birthday. We've got members of the Lily White family right next to us, very close.
The players are coming out now.
Yeah, Slough.
We're going to count the number of man buns on show for you from the Biggleswade.
One at the moment.
There's one.
And that's Alison, the captain, leading them out, number 6. Yeah. Obviously, Luke Knight against his former team here today. It'll be interesting to see what sort of reception he gets and how he gets on. At the moment, there's just the one man bun on display. Last time that was courtesy, I believe, of the local hairdressers, wasn't it?
Yes. I can't remember what the name was. You do have it on a sheet of paper, don't you?
It's Hoopers of Biggleswade.
There you go. That was it. They've only got one man bun out there today, so that's...
And we'll leave the PA to do the team announcements.
Right, Tom Gowans.
He's talking to Luke Knight already.
2, Mark Coulson, 3, Josh Beach, 4, Stuart Farrell, 5, Lee Allinson, captain, 6.
And I've just seen Guy Hollis and Adam Cornell taking the mickey out of the 11 as they line up. What they do is they walk around and shake the hands of the opposing team. And as the Slough players shook the hands of the referee, added on to the back was Adam Cornell and Guy Hollis. So just making them shake some more hands. They're obviously bored.
Yeah.
They can contact us. How can they contact us today, John?
You can contact us via at MyFC Rebels Radio on Slough. Slough are doing a little huddle out here today. This is unusual. A little bit of a team talk. The big figure of Alec Gogic, whose family might be listening again from the States. I was lucky enough to bring the big American keeper all the way up here. Not from New Jersey, obviously, but from.
What did you do? Did you have like your sunroof open so you could
I
get
didn't
his
have
head
a
out?
sunroof.
He's absolutely huge.
But apparently they heard the comments about a giraffe on ice. Which he said he had the nickname of Jack Sparrow. If I think you've seen Pirates of the Caribbean films, I think how he moved on the beach, perhaps was slightly wobbly and a bit kind of gangly, and so he's like that. He's dressed all in orange to the right side. Slough in all purple there away. MyFootballClub obviously sponsored the radio broadcast. They will be shooting, it looks like, from right to left as we look at it. It's a very flat, even pitch. It's very short grass and a nice bit of dew on it as well, just to do it. It's quite an open. We're in the...
There are other religions available, of course, as well.
As to what?
You said there was a Jew on the grass.
There probably is. I haven't checked. I haven't checked all their all their downstairs, and they're swapping round just to confuse things. So Slough are going to be shooting from left to right. Biggleswade, dressed in white shirts, green shorts, and green socks, will be shooting from
right to left.
Right to left. That will be the one. And towards the football training facility, away from the training football facility end, which is dimly lit. I don't know whether they're not allowed to play on nights that the football matches are.
Could be.
But
there seemed to be a large Slough contingent today. We came up on a minibus, which was packed with 16 people, but there seems to be a lot of people made their own way. Maybe the leaving time of 5:15 is a bit too early for some, but quite a big Slough contingent turning up tonight to
contingent. Ives for Biggleswade was a late change to in that right back position. I think there was yet another injury.
Connor Roberts was originally in there, and he's swapped. Yeah. And I really don't know who came in, to be honest. But
it looks like again an interesting formation, almost set up in a 5 there, across the back for Biggleswade again with the bossman Lee Reid playing quite a deep holding role, but immediately Biggleswade slashed the ball forward, and it's well repelled there at the back by Reshawk, and it's out into the safe arms of Chris Nunn, the Biggleswade assistant out there, and it's been thrown in on the far side. It's all a little bit harum-scarum at the moment, and Ed Smith goes sliding on his bottom in to try and make the challenge, but the ball's out on the far side as we are underway. Would be a good idea.
Thank God for that. You haven't pressed the button.
No, you didn't press the button.
Oh, goal time is going to be rubbish then.
I don't think I'll go on goal time. We just had 20 seconds. As
You're not missing. Not many Biggleswade fans going behind the goal tonight.
No, although there is a nice little terraced area over there which they could have, which has been an addition.
If you've been listening, I'd mentioned that.
I don't think you had mentioned that. It feels like we're quite a way away from the pitch, or is it my eyes? Do you know what I mean? In terms of that, on the far side, it must be quite a wide pitch because they look very small over there.
Do they?
Yeah.
Have you been drinking again?
I have been.
I know it's the Carlsberg Stadium, but that doesn't mean to say you can have free drinks or pints and stuff.
Probably. Anyway, we won't go into that. We won't have any more of that sort of banter. As Biggleswade still attacking down the right, long throw from Ives, being defended in that left back position by Ryan Parsons. Slough on the retreat here. Just Biggleswade putting a little bit of pressure on in this first couple of minutes.
At the moment, isn't there? There's not much going on.
No, I think it was a strange atmosphere when we arrived at the ground. Really, we arrived a little bit. A little bit later than we'd like to, about 6:30, and lots of the players didn't arrive till 7:15 for Slough, and it just seems a bit of an odd atmosphere for a Tuesday night, doesn't it? It's quite quiet, quite subdued.
Yeah, no noise from the fans or anything yet from either side, so it's just
as big as we're attacking, pushing into the box, well cleared by Ryan Parsons out, but it's repelled and it's now back in. There's going to be an opportunity for Biggleswade to yet again have a throw on the far side.
They're taking quick throws, aren't they?
Yeah, they're trying to put some pace behind it. Appeal for a handball against Sears, who's returning to the team now. George Short obviously has left. Long ball played forward by Slough there. Well repelled there by Skipper, but now Ed Smith's in down the far side. He's
trying to get past number 6, who's Lee Allinson, the captain.
Yeah, Allison and Beach forming. Beach, who's playing number 4 centre-back, whereas Beach, I thought, was a centre-forward.
Yeah, I mean, I think he was the Cambridge City player that got...
who also had issues at Banbury.
Yes, who who got sacked from Cambridge for punching his own player during a game.
Yeah, that was the second other funny event that happened at Banbury, obviously not counting Saturday.
They don't have much luck, do they?
No. Slough have an attacking throw down the far left-hand side, which Ryan Parsons has got the ball at his feet, tries to chip it into the edge of the box by left foot, flicked on well by Luke Knight, but not in the right direction, smashed off Adrian Sear, and it's now back in that far left-hand corner with Dobson. Dobson goes to cross it in, first corner of the game to Slough. We've played about 3 minutes here at Carlsberg Stadium. Slough will have the first opportunity to do one of their corner routines. Chris Nunn knows the Slough management team very well, and I think they may have been looking to change this routine slightly. So we may see some different things, although we're not going to commentate on what they are or look like.
No, because we're not allowed to give opposing manager.
The post it's on the goal line. It's almost
cleared off the line.
Cleared off the line at the last minute. It was zipped all the way across the near post. Very unsuspicious. And now chipped forward well by Biggleswade. Biggleswade looking to counter on the attack, and it's set through Zane Banton down the left-hand side up against Fraser. Banton cuts inside, plays the ball down low onto the floor. Biggleswade pressing here, but overruns it slightly and hooked away by Jeffries, not Humphreys. Jeffries, and Allison plays the ball down the line, back into
Davies
again. Back to Banton. Banton towards the edge of the 18-yard box, sideways across the pitch to Lee Reid. Lee Reid all the way out right to Sam Ives, who's got himself forward, who'll deliver the ball into the box, left-footed. Well,
good header by Billy Jeffries.
Jeffries up in the air by McClurg, still not fully clear by Slough. Hatchett controls well on the halfway line. Seemingly got foul, but the referee hasn't seen anything wrong with that. Play carrying on. Biggleswade with the ball on the halfway line. Allison again played a chip ball through. Reshook had to be aware on his toes. A few challenges going in here early doors, eh?
There's nothing going on. It's just good solid play by both teams at the moment.
It's a great pitch. If you can't play football on this pitch, I don't know what you're doing, really. As across comes that famous centre forward, the famous Fat Arrell, who's I think his third or fourth choice centre back here. They've had awful issues with Mortar and also
Gentle.
Yeah, Gentle's not here. Obviously, Lee Smith's now left the club. They've had a number of issues recently. I think there was more probably on the treatment table at half-time on Saturday than there was on the pitch when they lost 3-1 at home.
Bosman's got the ball for Biggleswade. He brings it into the Slough half. Given to
Dobson now has the ball, drives a low crossfield ball. They're not really keeping hold of it very well, and it's up for Coleman to bring the ball forward. Long left-footed raking ball from Lee Reid.
Well left by Ryan Parsons, and that's gone out. And already the Biggleswade have swapped. Number 7 Jordan Davies and 11 Zane Banton, they've swapped sides, so obviously they feel that there's something that they can get onto with the lineup that Slough have got.
Yeah, game yet to settle here. It's still goalless. Biggleswade 0, Slough Town 0. 5 minutes played here at the Carlsberg, and a foul. Was that against Ed Smith or?
No, it was against Scott Harris for a little push in the back.
That doesn't sound like he would do that sort of thing. I think that's probably slander against his good name. But yeah, Twinney's out, Moyer's out, Gentle's not available, so. Decimated, really, I think, at Biggleswade at the moment. They're having a few issues like Slough have had recently. Nunny over on the far side just issuing some instructions as Biggleswade look to press the ball forward, and they're playing slightly the better of the footballs, dominating possession a little bit here, and Slough on the brakes as Luke Knight puts his foot in hard, and he's going to go for a 50-50 challenge, very strong, and that was a nasty little foul there where Coulson left his foot in there on his
Billy Jeffries has just come over and pushed Luke Knight down to the ground to say, stay down.
So that's the first booking in the 6th minute. Coulson on his ex-teammate, Jesus Luke Knight. Yeah, well, he's certainly writing something down in his book, unless it's... and Luke Knight just being welcomed back warmly by the home fans.
They love him here, don't they?
Yeah, to be fair, he's got a whole page in the programme, all to himself, the Jesus wannabe.
It is just a photo of him with words written, and yes, that is a yellow card to Coulson.
So first booking... And one suspects that Luke Knight might get a bit of jeers now moving forward for the rest of the game.
6 minutes into the game, and that's the first yellow card.
And Allison now getting called into the game. I think that unfortunately it's
I think Bosman's just
perhaps been talking a little bit too much in the referee's ear. Mr. Finch not settling for any of that, just asking him to perhaps keep his tongue in his mouth and not speak too much. So Rhys Short launches a long ball forward diagonal in the direction of Dobson. Dobson misses it. It goes out harmlessly for a goal kick, which will give Gowrans the first opportunity to take a goal kick off the floor, clear the lines.
He's wearing a very strange goalkeeping kit. It seems to be a gold colour. There's some abuse from the Biggleswade fans to our left.
And
not agreeing with the referees.
And the referee's getting assessed tonight. I think he was just pointing out to the assessor perhaps some of the finer points of refereeing. which having two of them.
Well,
in
I
a
hope
row,
that wasn't the assessor giving him the
I
abuse.
don't think it was the assessor giving the abuse. No, although it may have been. Where
Great
answers
header
on
by
postcard.
Reece York.
Strong challenge again by Reece York. Hooked forward there by Biggleswade, but out of play. And Slough will have the opportunity to build from here. As we've played nearly 8 minutes here at Carlsberg. Game yet to settle. These two teams know each other very well. Had a competitive 1-1 game earlier in the season. Bit shy on chances, but it was
That was
a
at the
live
last
right
minute equalised, wasn't it?
yeah, the shin kind of cross shot that looped over Jake Somerville, and there's some confusion there about the throw-in, and the linesman's holding his flag up, and there's a bit of confusion early on. It's all a bit of an eerie atmosphere tonight, isn't it?
It really looks as if it's just as if you're playing on a Sunday with a man and one dog actually watching the game. There's no noise coming from anybody.
And another strong tackle coming in. I think that was by Coulson again, who was left his feet. But it's Bossman trying to get on the end of the ball. No nonsense, really short left foot swing it out the ground, which is quite a short, low fence. They must go through some balls here, mustn't they?
Pardon?
As it were.
Yes, sorry, yes.
Can you behave yourself, please? There's no need for that sort of. Just pay attention to the game and commentate for a minute while I do this.
Yeah, the game's not exactly coming to life much here at the moment, is it? So
Ball's back with Reece York at the moment. Long lofted ball forward. Can Ed Smith get on the end of it? Scott Harris is going to gamble, but Allison comes across well, wins the ball, and Luke Knight nearly
tackled by the referee.
Luke Knight nearly tackles Mr. Finch as blocks that ball, and now it's going to be Coulson with a throw-in down near side, just throws it up, but
high
McClurg
foot
puts
maybe
his
there.
foot in,
No,
puts
referee
a little bit
didn't
of a
let
high
that
foot
go.
in there, and Sears returning to the side, plays it to Hatchett's feet, does very well to control it, flicks it out into the centre circle to Dobson. Parsons overlapping, played across the floor, and it's gone on. Parsons is through. Slough filling the box as the cross comes in, cut out by Allison well, and the Waders will have an opportunity to bring the ball clear and launch their own counter-attack as they're up midway inside their own half. Play the ball out to the right hand wing. Dobson comes in with what looked like a clumsy challenge there. Just to break up play a little bit, and it will be a free kick to Biggleswade, 10 yards inside their own half.
Taken quickly by Allison.
Launched in the direction of Bosman, but Reece York's alert to that. But second ball won again by Biggleswade. They're winning more of the second ball. They're a bit
Ian
hungrier
Reece
at the
with the
moment.
ball.
And there's plenty of space out left for Coulson. If Coulson's screaming for the ball out left, he's in acres of space, and the ball's finally out to Coulson. Midway inside the Slough half, hugging the touchline, lofted cross, and Gogic is underneath it. No challenge at all. And
First touch of the ball.
Yeah, one of his first touches on the ball for the slight American figure that there is there, who managed to fold up in the back of my car.
I haven't got a clue what you're on about.
Okay, good. What's your birthday?
You something about putting someone in the back of your car.
Have
Are you
you
sure
been-
you're not like a
Have you been drinking?
hitman for the
Have you
mafia?
been drinking?
Not yet.
It sounds like you have.
I think I'm high on chocolate cake, maybe, and that's about it. As Adrian Sears gives
Plays
the ball, but Sean Fraser slips, doesn't
And-
keep the ball in.
Yeah, it would appear that Biggleswade are playing some of their kind of centre midfield and centre midfielder in a centre back position, and one of their centre forwards in a centre midfielder position. It's all a little bit confusing, really, out there, isn't it?
It's just kicks. How is that a free kick? You've had a clash there. The Biggleswade players kicked the ball, and he kicked Adrian Sears at the same time, and somehow the Biggleswade players won a free kick.
Biggleswade have a free kick just inside the Slough half, left-hand side, which is going to be Captain Allison to stand over, deliver right-footed in the direction of the far side into the box.
Beach and Farrell going up the centre-backs for Biggleswade.
And we await...
Obviously no height for George Short now because obviously he's not with the club, so Slough got to defend this better.
So you're saying the rest are dwarfs, is that what you're saying?
Ian Reece
As the
with
ball's
the ball in
bouncing
the
around
box.
in the box, driven across in the direction of Gog, it slips under the outside, well cleared by Luke Knight, and it has Ed Smith interested, but he's got 3 defenders to beat, and
So
initially
Ives
it's
with the ball,
Ives
or is he
who's
gonna
the
get
normal
the ball?
right-sided player who's done well. Ed Smith
No.
blocks the ball out well, just pressing them back, and it's going to be a throw into Biggleswade deep inside their own half.
Yeah, not much happening in the game, and there's no flow to the game at all either, is there? So Biggleswade may be slightly the better of the teams at the moment, but it's early days yet. And we're just waiting for a real chance.
spark.
I think. Just spark the game.
Yeah, there hasn't been that spark that you mentioned as yet. But Slough attacking again, well flicked on by Ed Smith. Strong tackle into Ed Smith, but Scott Harris is after the ball. But Ives is going to play the ball down towards his own corner flag, and Scott Harris blocks it. It's going to be out for a goal kick, and the danger averted. Strong noise from the Slough bench there for the challenge on Ed Smith.
Yeah, I think it was a hard challenge, but
I think it was hard but fair.
it was hard. But I mean, if it had been the other end and it had been Scott Harris doing that challenge, we would have said it was a hard but fair challenge. So we've got to say it's
a man's
hard and
game.
fair. Well,
isn't
it's
it?
supposed to be a man's game, but refereeing's kind of standards at the moment, it doesn't seem to be that way.
Oh well, yeah. Less said about the refereeing standards and referees in general. I think.
Yeah, because we
they're
don't get in
controversial.
trouble, do we? We get told off.
I'll welcome all you MyFC listeners wherever you may be all over the world. Please let us know where you are, what you're doing, and where you're listening to. As again, just a clumsy tackle. That's the second by Dobson. If he continues to do this, he may well be in trouble with the referee for a persistent infringement. But at the moment, he's getting away with it.
Yeah, and it's just the game's just not settled down, and the players just aren't. There's nothing going on for them. They're just trying to get something going. But
I remember you mentioning this man's last time as well. We haven't talked about him
Daniel
yet.
Craig,
Yeah. Do you remember?
he was a goal scorer, wasn't he?
No, I don't think he was. You just
he's
hoped he
James
was.
Bond.
He's
but
James Bond.
He's the reverse James Bond, isn't he?
Oh
Craig
goodness, you're not all with it, are you? Really? As long clearance by Gowans, well headed out again in midfield by Sears, returning to the side and repelled once again by that man, the centre back, the temporary centre back of Josh Beach, who seems to have settled very well into it.
Is he a forward then normally? You've got some research somewhere, have
Yeah, I
you?
understand that he is. Hang on, let me just check. But I'm pretty sure he's not.
The Biggleswade programme isn't actually very informative of their players, unfortunately.
Hang on, let me.
Doesn't have like who they are, what they do, where they play, or anything.
Well,
So
you
you're
carry
not missing
on.
much. There's a goal kick for Biggleswade at the moment. Gowan's slowly going to take it.
A bit of breeze just coming up. I'm liking the referees.
Aims long.
As long, and it's Bossman underneath it, but Reshawk sticks a foot out, and it's won by Sears. Back to Jeffries, who hoists the ball long and high, and Ed Smith's coming back to try and win it, but it's well won by Biggleswade, but it's going to go out on the far side. Just
It's still in.
It's still
Kept
in.
it
It's
in.
spun back in, and Dobson's having a little run now. Takes on two,
And he
then
has
lifts
got
his
to be
foot.
a yellow
He's going to get booked for that. That's his third in a row. He's got to go in the book for that surely this time. And I think that's first booking for in the 15th minute for James Dobson, and he's suspended on Saturday for the
Is he
Margate game. Is he going to be let off again?
No, he's getting his book out.
Of course he is. So Dobson probably rightly booked in the 15th minute. And some of the Slough fans on that far side just disagreeing slightly. I'm not sure they have too much they can argue with
They
him.
think can disagree with that one. That was a poor challenge by Dobbo.
Yeah, it's poor, and he has been guilty of that far too often this season, I'd say.
Yeah, but he's just trying to do something. He had a run, didn't he, with the ball? Went past a couple of players, and then he lost the ball, and he's just trying to get the ball back. A little bit of frustration creeping in, but no harm done. Player's up. He's alive. He's hobbling a bit, but it's absolutely fine. John's just playing on his computer. He's playing Minecraft or something. I don't know.
What are you on about?
Sorry, I concentrate on the game. It's okay. Not missing anything. It's going to be Sam Isworth taking the Biggleswade free kick. Sometime.
Yeah, no
There
harm,
is.
no foul there, no injury long term, as we're still waiting for the game to settle. We've played 16 minutes here. Biggleswade just on the attack at the moment, just pressing towards the edge of the Slough box. Plenty of work being put in by McClurg and Knight there, but
plays it
plenty of
out
space
wide.
out left again for that man Coulson. And Coulson up against Fraser, just plays a simple ball inside.
Ian Rees.
Biggleswade being a bit patient here, just trying to build, and now is ball driven across to Gogic,
Brilliant.
skips off the surface, and he does well to control it early.
Yeah, but I mean, Biggleswade getting into the game a little bit more, passing the ball around. There seems to be a lot of space on the side by Luke.
The pitch doesn't look that big. If you look actually at the size of the pitch, it doesn't look that big.
Luke seems to come in a lot, doesn't he? So
Yeah, I
it's
think he
leaving
plays
a bit of a
narrow.
gap. Long kick by Gogic.
Gogic controlled the
Harris
machine
does
by
well.
Harrison. He's battling strong and
Well,
hard.
that's got to be a free kick
And,
then, ref, surely.
And was just getting pulled down there a little bit by Rees.
Good header on by Bossman. Allinson wins for Biggleswade.
Yeah, Allison wins that game.
Nice little cushion header by Billy Jeffries.
And Jeffries now played back by Fraser, getting chased down, but the ball's back with Gogic, and Gogic
And
just
Gogic-
can't do very much with that, as it bobbled up just before. It's safety first action, but he was played into trouble there by Fraser and
Yeah, but
Fraser and Jeffries.
it was good work by Jordan Davies of Biggleswade chasing the ball down, and that's maybe what the game has lacked so far, is someone actually running around and trying to spark something into the game themselves.
So an attacking throw down on the left-hand side, which Coulson will take for Biggleswade. We've played about 17 minutes here.
Well, there's been 70 minutes of something. I don't know if it's called football.
Yeah, the game's yet to spark, yet to ignite. A short throw by Coulson. He'll get the ball back, but cut out by Luke Knight, who hooks the ball further up the line, and it's almost like a game of rugby, and just found a little bit of touch further down the pitch. They'll start defending from there, as Farrell just goes and retrieves the ball.
Yeah, not much happening, I'm afraid. So if you're watching the Carling Cup or something, maybe that would be a better bet, or EastEnders or whatever's on. I don't know.
Don't be like that now. Don't try and encourage people to not listen to us. As this is, we welcome along any first-time listeners. Sam Ives on the ball.
Or any second-time listeners.
Second-time listeners, third-time. Well,
We
if they're second, we don't know what's gone on with them.
We don't discriminate against anyone that's silly enough to listen.
Again, that was an Ed Smith
challenge.
Slid for about 15 yards. And thankfully, he didn't make any contact. Slough playing themselves into trouble, and Ed Smith again under this. Flicks the ball on well, and Dobson will do well to keep this in on the far side. Slough attacking here, pushing bodies forward. Knight and McClurg edging towards the edge of the box, and Dobson's just taking up against his man against Ive. Chips it towards the back post, straight into the arms of Gowans.
I think if Ed Smith had been a little bit taller, he would have got onto that first before it fell into the goalkeeper's arms. But good cross by Dobson there, and it seems that Ives, who's playing right back, seems to be maybe a left-footed sided player, so Dobbo should get a bit of joy down there.
Well, I think Ives just then really plays on the right a little bit, but I think he plays higher up on the pitch as the ball's bouncing through. Ed Smith and a keeper coming together. Thankfully, that everyone's managed to stay in the box today. Gowans has done
Ed
well.
hasn't kicked him either. So
Ed didn't kick him. Because normally when Ed wears purple and is away from home, he quite likes a kick. As the ball's bowled out and Scott Harris is straight on his toes to shut Gowans down. Long clearance up in the direction of Bosman, flicked on.
Well won by Bosman.
Well won over the top, but now breaking out right, but Sears puts in a good tackle, wins the ball back for Dobson, simply plays back to Parsons. Slough looking to build here as a momentum. Ball still back with Parsons.
Yeah, just got to try and keep the ball a bit.
Then revert to long ball in the direction of Harris, but well won there at the back by Farrell. And
great little head on by Bosman, but
and cut out there well by Jeffries, not Humphreys.
I haven't called him Humphrey yet.
You haven't called him yet. And Luke Knight with the ball on the halfway line turns, plays the ball through, but cut out by Coulson. Coulson now gives the ball away to Luke. Gives the ball to McClurg. Clergy outright to Harris, but it's too far in front of him. Rose through to Gowans, but better play there by Slough.
Yeah, first bit of decent play by Slough there, and find the ball just a little bit too far by McClurg. Scott Harris chasing it down, but better signs that this game is starting to spark into life from both teams.
What, like stop or warning or those sorts of signs, different sorts of signs to that. As Biggleswade are now on the attack, Bosman plays it back to right back Ives. Ives in plenty of space, just advances over halfway, ball on the floor, along the line, back to Ives in front of the away dugout. Oh, sorry, the home dugout, as it were. Ball being played well by Biggleswade on the floor. Good ball, and Ives now found his way forward. He's turned. He's going to look to deliver the ball in to the box up against Parsons. Keeping the ball at the deck, being very patient here in build-up. Does a nice trick, wins himself a yard, does another trick, and he's going to chip the ball in left-footed. It's well headed away, only as far as the edge box, flicked on by Luke Knight, but Slough struggling to get clear as Biggleswade are pressing here, and a strong tackle by Fraser. Now Luke Knight's got a moment to pick a ball. Simple ball to Fraser, and Fraser's got plenty of grass in front of him.
Go past him.
Plays it inside to Scott Harris. Scott Harris with time, 20 yards from goal. Just over onto the ball, turns on himself, looks for the ball, tries to play it in through Ed Smith. Ed Smith volley, 1-0 Slough. Great little ball through from Scott Harris, who turned well. It was a good move from Slough. Goal after 21 minutes, and it is Ed Smith set up by Scott Harris.
Yeah, good play by Slough, and Luke Knight gave the sensible little ball there to Sean Fraser, who'd carried his run on. He'd actually gone past looking for the ball back, but Scott Harris turned. It turned in circle of like an 18.
It did look like a slight tanker.
Lorry.
I was expecting a.
but yeah, but he's turned and he's just played the ball in, and they've taken one touch and then put it in the back of the net.
No, it was Ed Smith.
They've just given it to James Dobson. He'll be pleased with
James
that.
Dobson will be chuffed to bits considering he was nowhere near the ball.
We'll clarify that the goal scorer was actually Ed Smith.
Ed Smith scored. And we're just waiting to see what's happening.
Biggleswade straight on the attack with Jordan Davies.
Yeah.
But he's played the ball a little bit too far, but Dobbo wouldn't go in for that tackle. He's on a yellow card.
I think he's right not to challenge Allison too heavily there.
He's won it there, though.
And Slough winning back, coming better in the last 2 minutes.
Heel there by Dobbo.
Again, a too long a ball there from Parsons. It's stupid. Needs to win it. And McClurg now nearly handles it. Looked like he did handle it.
It did look like he handled it.
But
well won by Dobbo
well
again.
Midfield. Dobson,
Another little back
McClurg.
heel.
And too fancy dancy there, and cleared by Ives.
He's just run. Racers have got the ball, and he's got a throw, and he's blocked the ball. It's come off Sam Ives, and it's a throw to Slough on the far hand side.
Is anyone wishing Ada a happy birthday at all out there, wherever you might be? No, okay. No, then there's no messages of happy birthday to Adrian yet. I'm a bit disappointed in everybody else. We're not going to sing to you either.
No, that's good. My grandson did sing to me a rather ruder version of happy birthday. He is only 5.
As Scott Harris battling hard in that far corner, he's in certainly a rich vein of form at the moment, and he's doing well, and he returned provider there. On Saturday he put 2 in the net, and unfortunately they get struck off, and I suspect at the end of the season I don't think that result's going to stand. So all the
I
more
don't think
incentive.
the goals will stand, will they?
No.
If the result's given to Slough, the goal would be a 3-0.
Long ball forward, lofted by Davies. Easy meet for Farrell at the back, but it falls to
Man
McClurg
on.
in midfielder. Flicked, and it's ricocheted out to Fraser, who's advanced towards the
Get in,
right-hand
get
edge of the
in,
Biggleswade
Sean.
block.
Oh,
Drives it
lovely
in.
cross.
Bouncing around at the edge of the Waders box. Falls to Sears, but McClurg cuts it out. Passes the ball out left to Dobson.
Dobbo, take him on.
Dobson will cut inside on his right foot, slashes a shot high and wide, has the fans behind the goal stretching, but it's only through as far as Gowan's there behind the goal to our right side.
It's interesting to see that on those last 2 attacks that Slough have had, Sean Fraser's been the player on the right-hand side.
Paolo
furthest
Rebo's
forward.
wishing you a happy birthday.
Thank you, Paolo.
Not that anyone really cares about you. If you want to contact us at MyFC Rebels Radio, please do. Let us know where you're watching, what you think of this. If you're joining for the first time from Slough, you couldn't make it today, welcome along. Please let us know. This is very much
Great header by Reece
non-league
York.
football for non-league commentary for non-league footballers. McClurg once again wins the ball in midfield. Slough coming stronger in these last 5 or 10 minutes or so, and out to Parsons, trying to keep
Luke
ball.
Knight's totally unmarked here on the right-hand side, but he's not calling
It's too
for
far to
it.
use it. Good ball into Ed Smith feet, midway inside
Go
Slough,
wide, go
back
wide. Look
to
at him,
Sears.
look at him.
Sears,
Oh, and he's
to
giving it
Dobson,
away.
but poor ball there by McClurg, and now Biggleswade have the chance to hit on the break with that
Ian
man
Rees
in the middle of the park. Short ball through. He's looking for the ball again and has it out there now on the right hand flank, advancing. Biggleswade advancing down the right hand side. Ball on the
Davies
deck
with the
again.
ball.
Davies attacking.
He's going to attack.
Reece York tries to get across, slams it
Unlucky.
across, but it's all the way out. Good positive play there from Biggleswade.
It's quite difficult because the two of the centre midfielders for Biggleswade, one is Lee Reid and the other one is Ian Rees. And
Stop confusing yourself.
I know it's not hard at my age, mate. I'm telling you.
Okay, sorry, I just didn't know exactly what you're moaning about, really, if I'm honest with you.
This is where Gogic takes 45 minutes to kick the ball.
Yeah, Gogic stressed all in orange to our far
I'll
left.
be 46
Chips the
by the
ball
time
up
he
and it's
kicks
in the
it.
direction of Luke Knight. Well won by Fraser. Fraser flicks it on, headed back by Coulson. Fraser up again, wins
Very
it
well.
inside, hooked over as well by McClurg, and a strong foul in there.
Referee.
And,
That's got to be a yellow card if you've given one out.
And Luke Knight just giving the referee some advice there. And it's going to be interesting to see how Mr. Finch acts.
Yeah, he's booking him.
Finch.
He is booking him. It's,
So the third person
Allison.
going into the book today,
Number of minutes?
I'd say that's about 25. 25 minutes, and it's that man, Lee Allison, the ex-skipper, who's put one on James McClurg in there. So
Yeah, McClurg is just smiling at him, just going, "Oh, sorry, I remember you. Don't worry."
yeah, so
Uh,
3 players booked in
yeah,
the first.
Dobbo's going to
20
take the free kick. Reece York and Billy Jeffries have both gone up.
And Clergy just came over and said something to Dobson before he took that free kick. So Dobson drives it low, flicked off Bossman, dropped to Biggleswade, who are again trying to attack, but it's not coming off quite at the moment for Biggleswade.
No,
They're
they
looking like
just
a side that are lacking confidence at the moment a little bit.
Yeah, well, you said they got a few injuries, haven't you? So
They're missing some few leaders out there, like the likes of Gents and Moya and Trini. So there's a few of them. Not
yeah, I mean they've only got 3 is it on the bench as well, so they're a little bit lightweight.
Slough attacking again with Ed Smith on the far side, trying to play it through to McClurg in the edge of the box, but well won. And Biggleswade looked dangerous on the attackers. He's up with Bossman's feet, controls the ball well, turns past Sears and puts the ball in behind Jeffries, and Jeffries will be quick to react, clips the ball all the way back to Gogic, who's got a little bit of time to have a couple of touches, but it's going to hit it first time with his right foot. Low clearance, finds McClurg. McClurg flicks it on. And strong high foot there again by Ed Smith, who seems to be leaving a rather charmed life at the moment.
Oh, and Ryan Parsons just let that bounce.
Ryan Parsons let the ball bounce,
Dangerous
but Reece
Anson
York
with the ball.
is won the ball back
Good
there
tackle
and just
by
flicks
Reece
the
York.
ball in. Slough struggling to clear their lines at the moment, and now finally play a long ball up to the halfway line. Ed Smith flicks the ball in the direction of Luke Knight. Dobbo finds himself in the middle of midfield for some reason. Dobbo and Knight. We haven't got any left wingers
Oh,
at
go
all.
on,
As the
he's
ball's
up
flicked
over
through
him.
to
Go
Harris,
on,
and Harris
go on,
is
Scott.
after it. And Harris tries to win it, and he seemed to be getting pulled back. He
Yeah,
definitely seemed to be
Farrell-
getting pulled back by
Farrell
Josh
did
Beach,
actually-
but
It wasn't as bad as the Man United Chelsea kind of corner routine with the foul there, but he was definitely blocking his path.
yeah, I
should
mean,
say.
I think it was 50-50. I think Scott was having a pull, and as was Beach. So I think you can understand it if you're of a neutral.
Yeah, the linesman in front of us didn't see anything in it, and I know he's a referee he's refereed in the Southern League below us before, so obviously knows what he's doing.
Blimey, there's 9
Less
notifications.
than biased people might have said that was a foul.
Michael Ballard ironing in Upton. Well, there you go. There's quite a few. Already Banbury 1, Hereford 1. That's interesting. So that's all kicked off very early.
Sean
Fraser's
Fraser's got the ball.
attacking into the Biggleswade half towards the edge of the box. Right-footed ball. He's
Oh, he's
going
got the ball
to
back.
ricochet
One-
back to him up towards the touchline. Looks to get a crossing, drives a crossing, headed away at the near post by Biggleswade, but it's not fully clear. Luke Knight puts his foot in there, wins the ball, and it's with
Scott
Harris on the
Harris
edge of the box, facing towards his own goal. Out to Dobson. Dobson, Slough pressing here, crossfield ball. Luke Knight goes to cross it, but it's all the way through to Fraser. Fraser back to Luke Knight, edge of the box. Plenty of time.
He's gonna
Left
shoot.
foot shot, low and past
Oh,
everyone and hits
yes.
the outside of the post. Hit the outside of the post.
Unlucky there.
Luke
It was
Knight
a
hit the
little
outside of the
scuffer,
post.
wasn't it? It's a little
It
low
was a Sally
shot.
Gunnell, as I called it.
We don't want to know why. It's mostly rude. Okay. But yeah, it's a left-footed shot by Luke Knight, low and not so hard, and everyone just left it thinking it was going to go way wide. But
Anyone
Not-
wondering where Jake Parsons is tonight? Jake
No.
Parsons is unwell.
was he?
Yeah, unfortunately, he didn't travel today. He was unwell this
Oh,
morning.
well
Ball
kept in.
well on the near side, and Sears, who's been a calming influence in midfield, flicks the ball up, clips it on, helped on by his cohort Marco, up to Scott Harris just down in front of us. Luke Knight chips the ball through in the direction of Ed Smith. The ball's zipping around there, and Ed Smith after Ives on the far side, and Ed Smith battling well, flicks it off Ives, and it's a throw.
Ives is a natural right back.
No,
You
I
said
think
he maybe
they're
was right
struggling.
midfield, but,
Yeah, I mean, originally on the first team sheet he was number 7, and I think one of their other players who was originally, if we've got it, I don't know.
Connor French was the one that came off the pitch.
Yeah, and I think he unfortunately got injured. Slough can't keep the ball in on the far side. They've been very much the better side over the last 10 minutes or so. Biggleswade started very brightly in the first 5-10 minutes, but didn't really test Gogic at all. Slough came back into it strongly, and they went ahead through a well-worked goal on the break between Fraser and Harris.
Bosman's done well to keep
Knight
that ball in
and,
there.
and finished off well by Ed Smith, who was played in nicely from Scott Harris. And both sides trying to play football here, and a few players slipping on the wet surface, and Luke Knight's heavily involved. He's very much in the centre of the park, and so Fraser's slightly exposed here as the ball's out with Coulson on the halfway line for the Waders, looking to attack now early on. Running at McClurg, plays the ball in towards Bosman's feet, repelled simply by Reshaw, flicked on by Harris, and now Ed Smith's going to have a little run, but held up in the middle of midfield by Captain Allison, and Allison's going to try and chip a ball through for the Waders to chase Banton on that far side, but it's cut out by Parsons. Now with Dobson just inside his own half, long diagonal ball in the direction of Harris, but it's beaten everybody, and it's out for a Waders throw down.
It was a good idea there because the left back for Biggleswade, Causden, had been gone up for that attack, and it was the winger on this side.
2-1 to Hereford at Banbury now. 1-0 to Corby at Arseley.
They'll get called off at half time, man. Well, we're not allowed to mention that, are we?
Don't start being like that now. As Fraser tries to head the ball up to us.
Yeah. I can't see how
some agricultural language there.
Yeah, apology if you could hear that, but it's the referee sees the ball come off the ginger player, who's number 8 for Biggleswade, and gives it as a throw into Biggleswade.
Scott Harris doing well to hold up the ball on the halfway line. Back to McClurg. McClurg chips the ball through for Ed Smith to get after. And Ed Smith's going to challenge it, but well levered off it by Beach, who's doing very well in there. As I said, I'm not sure whether he's a natural centre back.
And Dobson's just gone
Dobson's
down.
Injured off the pitch. Dobson, you heard some noise there just as he.
I think it's his ankle.
It sounded like a click. It sounded like a click, didn't it? It was
he was running to close the ball, and he's just gone down straight in a.
Yeah, so Dobson, who's been booked earlier in this game but been a key part, there was a sudden click or a sudden noise off the ball, and there was no one within 5 yards of him, and he's. I think this is a very serious incident. So thoughts go with him at the moment. If you're joining us late, Slough lead 1-0. Nunny's wasting no time in getting all his players together just to use this opportunity to get their heads in the game and understand, give some instructions. McClurg, captain for Slough today, is down there over Dobson, but I'd be surprised if the way he went down and the manner in which it happened, I think he just turned. I think he just turned.
He's just gone down, hasn't he? It's just
and
the referee. Yeah. I mean, sometimes you have a go at the referees for
I'd
not
never have a go at the referee
and stuff like that, but he obviously feels it's a serious enough injury to stop the game.
Yeah. So Dobson's still receiving treatment from Super Kev the physio. It's almost like a basketball timeout at the moment. Both sets of teams are over with their benches, just getting instructions on what
Apart from Gogic stand alone in his.
But Gogic, like Michael Johnson, he's going to just carry on playing, isn't he? You know, he's not going to get taken off. So, some other interesting.
I can't believe he's only 18. He's humongous. He's like.
Yeah,
he's almost got a beard that's going to rival Luke Knight's.
He's in digs at Woodley, apparently. You know, as part of the Reading Junior schemes at Woodley.
Oh right, Woodley. Right.
With some some friendly, nice
I hope
people.
he's got a long bed.
Yeah, I would hope so, yeah. Well, I mean, that's what they had to do at some of these Commonwealth Games things. Once I was in New Zealand, this is an interesting story, well, there's an injury. I once stayed at a place that had procured beds from the Melbourne athletes had to have, and they had two sizes of bunk beds. They had regular, or they had ones that they had to get in for the basketball players, and they were 8 foot long. No word of a lie.
Okay, that's great. Okay,
That was your birthday story.
I know that John was fascinated by the fact that there's a little community football thing at the end of the goal and saying, do they play when Biggleswade do? They do, because there's people playing there now, and it's the only football action that you're going to get at the moment.
Dobson's now sat up on his bottom and he's just bending his legs up and down, so hopefully he's been helped to his feet now. We'll have to see how he bends, but the way he went down, it looked a lot more serious. He's been helped off the pitch, so I'm not sure he's going to take any more part. He can't put weight on it, so I suspect that he's getting a good hand as the Biggleswade players break from that dugout on the far left into formation.
That he's gone down on.
Yeah, he's holding up gingerly.
Substitution for Slough. It's going to be Guy Hollis, who is coming on for Dobson.
So Guy Hollis, it'll be interesting to see how this rearrangement goes.
Number 11, James Dobson off, and
33
Guy
minutes.
Hollis, number 12 on.
So 33 minutes,
So
Hollis comes on.
Would you reckon Guy Hollis will come in at right back and Sean Fraser will go
Right back.
midfield, Luke Knight go left?
Yeah, that's what I think. So, as we're just waiting for play to get back underway.
Yeah, no, just waiting for Guy Hollis to come onto the pitch.
Guy Hollis is just about to make his way on the far side. Sad end for Dobson, who's been playing well recently.
But when he misses Saturday anyway, doesn't he? So he's got a bit of recovery time.
Yeah, he has indeed. Yeah,
so let's just hope it's not too bad.
No, let's hope that we can have him back for the following game, the Poulton game at home the week after.
Yeah, Guy's gone straight in at right back. So Sean Fraser will go right midfield and
Luke Knight presumably left midfield.
Left.
Ed Smith strikes a ball with a certain degree of venom back. I think he was making sure it got back to Gowans. And it's a goal kick now to
Slough just got to be a little bit careful now with that substitution, disrupting their play. They've just got to make sure that Guy Hollis settles in. He's been out injured for a few weeks, hasn't he? So
he has. Although he was free for selection on Saturday, but just didn't make the selection. Gowans slices the ball, and it's immediately to our new left winger, Luke Knight. Who gets clipped out just after the ball's gone. Ed Smith trying to keep hold of it, fouls it again, and Luke Knight's still in the referees here, and a long slash ball. Guy Hollis goes under it, but it's all the way back to Jeffries. Gogic out towards the edge of his box. He'll pick the ball up using his very long limbs.
The referee just let 2 tackles go there, which
on another day may have.
And I think if that had been the referee at the Banbury game, you might have seen a yellow card or two there, but definitely a foul.
Well, certainly the referee after 35 minutes, as the ball goes long, Hatchett tries to flick the ball on, but it's repelled well by Biggleswade. Has this break taken the edge off of Slough? Has it harmed them? What just fell off then?
What fell off? I haven't got a clue. I was watching the game.
Something fell off. As it's launched clawed by Beach in the direction of Bossman. Bossman flicks it on, but Rhys Shawk, equally with an aerial prowess, heads it in the direction of Harris. Harris seemed to control it on his gentleman's area, and I think he's just holding it now.
Just making sure it's still there.
Just count them, Scott, as he's just making sure.
But I think Biggleswade have got a strange formation. It seems to be Bossman's the only one that's playing up front, and then
it's very fluid.
Got, Banton and Davis.
And Rees as well. And Rees is in quite an advanced position most of the time as well.
Banton and Davis more widers, but they're playing as a free by the looks of it.
As there's plenty of noise on the far side going on around that Biggleswade dugout with Chris Nunn stood there just barking out some instructions. We've played 36 minutes, but part of that's been taken up by the James Dobson injury. Slice clearance there by Ryan Parsons up in the middle of the area, and it's going to fall out left in the left back position for Coulson. Coulson will have the opportunity to drive it into the box. Fraser, the right midfielder, chasing him down well. Slough just trying to adjust to this formation. Ball's been pinged around well by Biggleswade. They're driving into the box. Guy Hollis came across, strong tackle. It's great save at the near post by Gogic, as there was strong defending there by Guy Hollis, and Jeffries came to the rescue, and it was a free shot at the near post there, but Biggleswade somehow managed to
Scott Harris.
Slough now have the opportunity to break. McClurg flicks it into Luke Knight, who's first
take the ball with you,
lets him down. He flicks the ball on, and it's going to drop to Ed Smith, left-hand edge of the Slough box. This game to really come to life in the last couple of minutes, as Biggleswade just going to clear the ball and clear their lines now. up long in the direction of Bossman. He tries to control it well, flicked away by Ryan Parsons, but it's
Allison
only
with
fallen
the
to
ball.
Allison, and Allison drives the ball forward. But Rees-York, no nonsense, gets rid of the ball.
he's
But
headed it
Biggleswade,
straight to
certainly their
Banton.
tails are up at the moment. The locals are enjoying it as it's played inside to Rees. Rees launches a thunderbolt. It's only a foot or so wide. It was a good effort from 20 yards. It was rising all the way, but more intent there from the Waders.
Yeah, I mean, that previous attack that Biggleswade had, it was number 7, Jordan Davis, got a lovely 1-2 played into him. He was clear through. Great tackle by Rees-York, but the ball fell to, was it Rees? And he hit it low, and Gogic stuck out one of his long legs, and he blocked that and done well. He hasn't had a lot to do.
But what he has done, he does well.
Yeah, and I think that's a sign of a good keeper. You can say whether he's 6'4" and everything like that, but when you're not involved much in the game, you've got to stay alert.
It looks like Slough have got goals in the team. It doesn't look like the Waders have got a solid defence.
Well, Sean Fraser's
Sean
furthest
Fraser
forwards.
controls the ball well, but just loses it. And Gowan's just about hangs on to the ball as Fraser found himself nose bleeding in the penalty box, taking a first touch.
Well, yeah, I mean, Sean hasn't,
the right back,
Sean
he's
hasn't scored a goal for Slough. He did have an opportunity last season at North Greenfield.
He had a
the
penalty he had a penalty save. That was the closest he'd come to scoring last season when we were 6 or 7-1 up. They gave him the penalty.
Offside there against Biggleswade.
So we've played 38 minutes here. It remains Biggleswade Town 0, Slough Town 1. Ed Smith the goal scorer. James Dobson off injured for the Rebels, and the Waders started well. Slough came back into it and have had a strong 15 to 20 minutes spell now. And now finally, Biggleswade, since that break, I think whatever words Nunny has said to them has helped influence them to kind of move things along a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, Dobbo's still being treated by Super Kev over in the dugout.
Scott Harris controls the ball well on the near side, dancing over it, leaves it to Sean Fraser, back to Guy Hollis. Hollis chips the ball in, but it's to no one in particular. Headed clear by Biggleswade, but attacked by Sears, and Sears and McClure combined, but it's a bit blind football. Back to Ives on the right back position. Long lofted ball forward, which has Bossman chasing into the back of Rees-York. Rees-York wins the ball well, heads it into the Biggleswade dugout, and Biggleswade will look to get play underway quickly. They're playing at a high tempo.
Yeah, obviously those words from the manager in that little injury break has galvanised the Waders.
Galvanised, good word. If you want to contact us at all at MyFC Rebels Radio, any Slough or Biggleswade fans out there can't make it to the Carlsberg tonight, please contact us. If you're here listening, please do contact us and watching the game. Let us know what you think. Or if you are on the MyFC forum, just let us know what's going on. As Coulson with the ball midway inside the Slough half, out left, plays it further left. New Guy Hollis is going to be under a bit of pressure here.
Yeah, Davies with the ball. He's gone past him.
As he's easily run past him and driven the ball into the area. Controlled well by Bossman, but it's flicked away now by McClurg. And then Luke Knight in the left wing position seems really energised today in his game against Biggleswade. As the Slough joint manager Baker just screams at the referee for a foul there. It's a bit harum scarum at the moment, and it's now Sears in midfield, out left to Luke Knight, who's, as I say, seeing a lot of the ball, seems to be very energised. Seems to get pulled down again, but he's may have fallen over there. He
slipped over again on this pitch, hasn't he? Jeffries this time with a great header.
Yeah, solid defence, but Biggleswade attacking in number. There's now 6 or 7 as Banton slipped by Rees-York, and he's driving all the way through, but he's overrun the ball.
Great tackle by Billy Jeffries.
Strong tackle by Jeffries, and now Biggleswade trying to keep it on the near side, and it's Fraser who plays it off the back of Jordan Davis, and it's a throw in to Slough.
Stuart Farrell, the number 5 for Biggleswade, trying to dictate the game to the referee and commentate as he goes along.
Yeah, he's
to concentrate on maybe defending.
Yeah, he's an experienced old pro there. Him and Harris having a right back,
pushing the back there, and
shove there to give himself space.
Right
McClure plays the ball out to Luke Knight in the centre circle. Under hits a pass to Parsons, but Parsons does well to retrieve it ahead of Banton, puts it into a space into the corner where it has Ed Smith chasing. Ed Smith will do well to keep it in, knocks it out for a throw-in, which he's happy to concede in that far corner, keeping Biggleswade penned in now for a moment. Yeah,
we haven't got a few minutes now till half-time, 5 minutes is it? And with that little bit of injury time, so Slough just needs to stem this bit of Biggleswade spell that they're having.
I think at the moment, Slough will be quite happy to go in with the one goal advantage.
I knew you'd say it.
As Luke Knight wins a header, seemed to get a little bit of a shove there, but the ball's cleared by Biggleswade, only up as far as the halfway line, and Hollis wins a good header there, but the ball's back over him, and Bossman up against Jeffrey. Jeffrey comes through Wells, and it's all the way through to Scott Harris, but cleared, sliced by Coulson, up in the air, and Sears comes a long way to win the header. Off ricochets off Harris's head, back to Guy Hollis, who's chips the ball into the area in the direction of Harris, leaves it for Ed Smith. Ed Smith flicking it up, it's dropped in the area, he's headed it over the keeper, and it's in! A second for Ed Smith! A most unusual goal. He was no more than on the penalty spot, and he headed it over the keeper, who's just off his line.
Yeah,
and Ed Smith scores in the 42nd minute.
Yeah, I mean, the ball's come through him, and it's the defender's tried to clear it. He hasn't done. It's fallen to Ed, and Ed's just quite looks up, seen where the goalkeeper is, and just put his header right into the far corner. Gowans does his best to get to it, but he can't keep it out.
No, so Slough double their lead in the 42nd minute. Once again, Ed Smith on the goal scorer, continuing his good form. He should go and play for Cove more often.
That's not very nice, is it?
Well, perhaps he should go and play for Cove more often. Hang on, we'll just get back. I thought he was going to ask a question. No, he's going away. He's upset now. He's upset. Your friend over there. He's upset. He's off.
Dear.
He's left. He's left the building.
That's the stadium announcement.
Half time. Bideford 0, Cirencester
1.
1.
With another great header.
1-1 at Corby as Slough are attacking down the far side. Ed Smith chucking himself about again. He better be careful.
York up, brilliant header.
You better be careful. You don't want him to get injured as the Wader's just struggling to get a foothold in the game. Coulson, who's been mentioned a lot, with the ball at his feet up to halfway line, plays it out left to that man Davies. Davies plays it inside, and now it's Captain Allison, 30 yards from goal.
Shoot. Oh, good tackle
from Luke Knight. Finds Sears, who's had a great comeback into the team, and now it's Guy Hollis, plenty of time and space, ball at his feet, advancing over the halfway line, plays it to the feet of Harris. Harris turns well,
Give it back to him.
Plays it to Ed Smith inside in the direction of McClurg, but overrun, and now it's Luke Knight flicks it to Hollis, and Hollis will be sharp, but the ball's going to beat him. It skids off the surface, but Slough looking to try and play football here.
Yeah, no, Guy Hollis on the overlap there, and unfortunately Scott Harris didn't pick him out, played the wrong ball, and Guy Hollis would have been clean through, but it's good signs of play by Slough. And the thing that's helping Slough, Rhys York is winning the battle with Bosman and number 9.
Yeah, and Jeffries is doing an equally solid job there. I don't think there's many of those players, and I think Sears is adding some support and strength in there because they're doing it. It's great dummy by Ed Smith. The flick by Scott Harris doesn't quite come off as we're going into the final stages. We've played 44 minutes here at the Carlsberg. It's Biggleswade 0, Slough 2. We're going to have a few minutes of injury time.
Yeah, Biggleswade are playing with Bosman just up front on his own, and what Rhys York and Billy Jeffries are doing is they're each picking off. If he runs to one side, they're communicating and saying he's your man, and they're picking up, and both of them are defending great, but it always leaves one of them spare, and they're looking for the runners that come through.
Great.
That's why Biggleswade aren't getting anything on target.
I just thought you were going to say great again. As Parsons has the ball, he's going to Sears runs across for it, looking for the ball short, but Slough just slowing it down, happy to waste a little bit of time here. Long ball up the line, which Harris doesn't get off the deck to. Long hook ball forward there. Well repelled again by that man York. Nana will be proud to this evening if she's listening from where? Swindon, as Ryan Parsons on the ball. A bit of an ungainly slide there from Luke Knight, but the ball's just playing ping-pong end to end, and Jeffries does well, leaves the ball through to Gogic, and Gogic will have acres and acres of time.
You don't need to pick it up, mate. You don't need to do anything.
To pick up the ball if he wants to.
Don't need to.
There's no one pressing him or no one closing him down. In the end, Bossman's going to go and chase him down.
Gogic's just playing with his air while he's waiting for him to run in.
He is. So the referee just jogged about 5 or 6 yards, Mr. Finch, in his direction. Gogic kicks it out of his hands in the direction of the right midfielder, Fraser. Just over him, though, and repelled by Jeffries. Jeffries up to Ed Smith. Ed Smith rises well, but well won there.
That was for the header.
Hooked clear by McClurg. It's still in the Biggleswade half, but trying to attack. But Jeffries got plenty of time and space. Hooks the ball up the line.
Rhys York is unmarked. He's got no one to mark.
Yeah, so
Billy Jeffries is marking Bosman.
And there's plenty of space in there. And
great
in comes Searsy, just slightly overruns it. Player's going to ground a little bit easily there, but it's once again fallen now. And Rees plays the ball out right to Ives. Ives in the right back position. Inside to Reed. Reed out back to Ives on the halfway line for Biggleswade. Reed looks to chip the ball up the line in the direction of Banton and Bossman, but it's repelled there by Sears again, who's had an excellent first half. Hooked all the way up the line by Luke Knight for a chase on by Scott Harris. Headed well back, though, by Beach, and it will be safely in the arms of Gowans.
Yeah, he's gone 44 minutes without punching one of his own players, so he's got to be happy.
Who, Beach? He hasn't attacked any of his own players yet. As Biggleswade playing the ball around at the back, just looking to pick a pass. They've gone long now in the end, and it's in the direction of Davies. Clear communication at the back there from Slough, and Jeffries really coming into his own, wins the ball. McClurg now in midfield, flicks the ball out to Luke Knight, asking quite a lot of his first touch. Great first touch, flicks the ball up in the direction of the line, but it's out behind the Slough dugout on the far side. We've played 46 and a half minutes here.
You can see the formation, the partnership between York and Billy Jeffries is getting stronger and stronger each game. They're communicating, talking, and it's why Slough have been doing quite well defensively the last couple of games. Well, game and a half anyway.
Yeah, as attacking are Biggleswade now towards the end of the half, pursued by Harris, but it's out with Coulson on the left back position. Coulson up against Harris, who's gone a long way back to defend. Biggleswade on the edge of the box, trying to neat interplay by Bosman. Bosman pulls the trigger, but it's well wide of the left hand upright and not troubling Gogic at all. As we go further into injury time, I can't imagine there's much more to go. We've played 3 minutes already, and I think there's probably maybe a couple to go. Do you think? Maybe 5 in total.
Maybe. There was an injury as well, wasn't there, to a Biggleswade player in the first half as well. But Gogic taking his time again.
Dunstable 0, Histon 1 is another surprising half time in the division. Poulton have had there's a sending off in the Poulton match against Hitchin. Number 7 for Hitchin's been sent off in the 28th minute for a punch. It's 0-0 still there.
There was a ball there, and Ryan Parsons cleared it, and it was. I think it was Banton left his foot in, and he was just lucky not to catch him there.
Sears picks the ball up in midfield, plays it to McClurg. Slough playing them into trouble a little bit. Jeffries is going to go long and safely put the ball away. Fraser's after it, but Coulson will guide it out. But there's no issues with that at all.
No,
as
we're
in the final stages of this first half. We played 48 minutes. The referee's checked both his watches now. This fixture will be very happy half-time team talk for the Slough. Just a chance to reorganise as Biggleswade will be slightly disappointed that there are lots of possession hasn't really come to much as Coulson sells Fraser an absolute dummy, plays it to Bosman's feet. Bosman inside to Allison. Allison spreads the ball out wide to Ives early. Biggleswade looking to get something back just before half-time as Ives advances over the halfway line, plays
Good
it into
tackle,
Adrian.
strong
tackle by Sears, has the Biggleswade bench screaming, but no problem there whatsoever, and the ball's played carelessly.
Stand him up, Sean.
Coulson up again, inside now, and it's Allison.
Good tackle by Hollis.
Good tackle by Hollis, but it's fallen to a Biggleswade player.
Lee Reid.
And it's back through to Allison. Strong tackle.
Great
had to be
Billy.
Perfectly timed by Jeffries. Jeffries does well. Those two, Jeffries and Allison, having a congratulatory hug in the penalty area.
That was a great tackle by Billy Jeffries.
A great tackle. It was it was a great tackle. He had to time it perfectly, particularly on this surface. Otherwise, it would have easily be a penalty. As Biggleswade trying to get something back just before half time, but they won't get anything back.
That is the half-time whistle.
That is the half-time. It is Biggleswade 0, Slough 2. We'll leave you with the interview from half-time from John Underwood the other day, reflecting on the Banbury incidents and looking forward to this Biggleswade game. And we will speak to you shortly. Oh, hang on, I've done the wrong thing.
Oh, what's he doing? Turning the wrong thing off.
No, it's all right. I'm getting there. Just bear with me, caller.
Oh, dear.
Bear with me. Good afternoon and welcome to Rebels Radio latest interview. I'm joined by Slough Town Joint Manager John Underwood. How are you, John?
Fine, John. Fine, thank you.
Yeah, very odd circumstances, both kind of reflecting on yesterday. Obviously, the game ended being abandoned in somewhat strange circumstances. So I think we'll come on to that later. Let's just first of all start off by talking about the action on the pitch, which is why everyone's there and what we're all about. You went into the team for the first time with less injuries than you have been in the past. And how did that go from the selection perspective?
Yeah, we had a strong squad yesterday. Things are improving, touch wood, which is great. Both Searsy and Guy were both fit enough to come into the squad. We didn't risk either of them in terms of starting them, but they were on the bench. The one change we made, we brought in George for Ben Edwards in midfield. Ben had played 3 games in a week, which he'd done ever so well to do that, given how little he's done this season, and he just needed a rest. So we gave Ben a complete rest yesterday and brought in George into midfield. Other than that, we didn't look to change anything yesterday. We were obviously pleased about Tuesday's performance and result, so nothing to change really.
And what instructions did you give them? The conditions were kind of, for those that weren't there, quite blustery. The pitch was a little bit bobbly. It wasn't, the greatest surface. What game plan did you have?
Yeah, we were very clear in our game plan to go, play very direct yesterday. Make no apologies for that. We're all about getting results, and I think there's certain games where you look to go and play. Yesterday wasn't one of them. It was a blustery day. The pitch is a little bit bobbly, but more than anything, we had a good idea of what they were good at and maybe weren't so good at, and we felt that we could hurt them with getting a lot of balls into the box and turning their centre halves around. And it's not always the prettiest way of playing, but we're judged on results, and that was the thing that we knew would hurt them, and that proved to be the case yesterday.
Talking of hurting them, the first hurt came through Howard early on. Pretty much between him and Sharma ran straight through the middle of the defence.
Yeah, awful goal from us defensively. both centre halves at fault, to be honest. And yeah, the lad got in far too easily. He finished very well, but exactly what we didn't want, really. They had been on a bit of a bad run, and to give them what I'd consider a leg up, and give them a goal, obviously gave them confidence. And what was not a good start to the game from our point of view.
No, you came back into it though and settled a little bit better. It was still quite a combative affair. There was a fair few challenges flying in, and it was certainly keeping everyone on their toes.
Yeah, it was a physical game. To be honest, I thought we responded well. In the end, I think it took us about 15 minutes to get going, but then we started creating chances and started creating difficult situations for them. I thought Scott Harris up front was superb.
Great delivery again from James Dobson for the equaliser.
I mean, Dobbo set up both goals again, and he just keeps creating chances for us. Dobbo, he's having a great season, and you got to. When you look at their back four, and Scott Harris as we do, who's an extremely physical player, it was his kind of game. He's physically stronger than their lads, and we put the ball into good areas, and we made it very difficult for them. And he scored two, probably could have had a hat trick. He laid one on a plate for Eddie, which by Eddie, Eddie would expect to score that one when he put it over the bar. So
unlucky with his lob as well.
Unlucky with a lob, yeah. I mean, we started to cause them real problems, and I think we started to realise that the game plan was the right one, and the more that we played and stuck to that, the more dangerous we looked. And I thought we went in at half time worthy leaders at that point.
Yeah, I mean, it started to kind of boil into life in that last 5-10 minutes. There was a flurry of bookings, some strong challenges. Certainly the crowd were getting very vocal. What was your take on what was happening on the pitch at that stage?
Yeah, I didn't feel it was a dirty game. I think I know they started to feel a little bit aggrieved that with some of the bookings they picked up just for half time. I think obviously the main talking point was the goalkeeper. I was a bit surprised, if I'm honest. He was given handball for coming out of the side of the area, and it appeared the ref had a better angle than the linesman, but let the linesman overrule him. So, yeah, I was a bit surprised by that one. And I think that was obviously what upset some of their supporters, and I know their manager was upset by that one, and I could kind of understand his frustration with that one, because it did, it was obviously a very marginal call. I know one of our players who was near to it felt it was a harsh one, but at the end of the day, it didn't lead to a sending off, didn't lead to a goal. Referees are going to get the odd thing wrong, and
was it right of Scott Harris to chuck himself in there to try and tussle the ball, to try and take a quick one and get involved with the keeper?
He was a bit overzealous, wasn't he? I think that's the type of player Hatchett is. I think he was genuinely trying to get hold of the ball to, he knew the keeper was out of position and trying to gain advantage from it, which I can understand. It got a little bit silly, a bit of pushing and shoving, but to be honest, no more than we see week in, week out at this level of football and most levels of football. So, obviously we're going to come on and talk about what happened, and I guess what I would say is, despite what we've just talked about, we left the pitch at half time not expecting anywhere near the kind of reaction that we got, because whether you disagree with a couple of refs' decisions, I think if he'd have sent two of their players off or given us a penalty that never was or something like that, you could kind of understand supporters showing some sort of anger or disappointment of some level towards the referee. But there was nothing there. We weren't winning 2-1 because of the referee. We were winning 2-1 deservedly, and what followed then was really unacceptable. I walked off the pitch well before the referee. I actually followed James Dobson off the pitch, and there were a group of 4 or 5 fans verbally abused Dobbo. Real kind of vile language, straight in his face from a yard or two away. And Dobbo hadn't been involved in anything. He'd not been involved in any sort of contentious incident. No problems at all, and they're just screaming in his face, and I just ushered him towards the changing room and told those fans to calm down. And I guess the bit that really frustrated and annoyed me was that one of the stewards came over and basically abused us in the same way as the fans. Rather than trying to calm down the situation, he actually made it worse.
And so, did you actually see any of the things? I know there's huge amounts of conflicting advice from social media to proper, media outlets such as papers and things like
Yeah.
that. What
I
is your version of
I didn't
events?
see what happened with the ref. I was further on than that. Obviously, the ref always waits for the players to come off the pitch. When that happened, my priority was getting our players safely into the changing room area, not getting involved with the fans. So I was just trying to shepherd our players into the changing room. I know Bakes was further back, and I know he saw what happened with the referee. And I think the general consensus is that he, a supporter there with a plastic bottle, used that to hit the referee. I don't believe, I know there was no serious injury to the referee, which is kind of irrelevant. The problem was, what they did to him. He was massively shaken up, which I can understand. You don't expect to get that. And I think maybe from the shock of that, I know he was sick in his change room at half time. I don't believe that was from the injury. I could be wrong. But I think it was probably more from shock. And as he said, I think he gets paid something like 30 quid to referee that game. Why would he want to come back out and walk past those same supporters?
So what actually was happening in the dressing rooms at half time? Obviously, the physio's off in the referee's room.
Yeah.
Some of the management team off from both sides in the referee's room. What was actually going on at that stage from your perspective?
Well, we got our players into the changing room. You try and get them. We were fully expecting the game to continue at that stage, so we had to get them back focused on the football. We went in there and gave a team talk that was purely around the football. Obviously, it was around not getting involved in anything silly second half, but we were talking obviously about what was going on the pitch and preparing them for the second half. We then got word that the ref needed a bit more time, so we decided to send the players out onto the pitch. We made sure they got out there safely and over the far side, just to keep ticking over so they didn't stiffen up. We were fully expecting the game to continue, albeit with a bit of a delay. And then the referee made that decision. So, I've got to be honest, at the time I was massively disappointed because we were 2-1 up. We felt the points were there for the taking. No disrespect to Banbury, but we felt that we would go on and win that game. So we saw it immediately as a lost opportunity to put 3 points on the board. Obviously, depending on what decisions taken, that may or may not be the case.
What do you think should happen now?
I think we should get the points. I think if they replay the game, they set a real dangerous precedent. If we hear tomorrow that we've got to replay the game, what do our fans do at Biggleswade on Tuesday if we're 2-0 down at half time? Do they go and cause a scene with the referee like that? And I know they wouldn't, because our fans aren't like that, but it opens the door then for clubs to do that, knowing they'll get a replay. And I think we do. I think we should get the points. And the other issue is, if they replay it, what's this game going to be like when we go back there? How much ill feeling is there going to be? And it's a disadvantage to us to have to go to Banbury.
Okay, moving away from then, obviously disappointing. No injuries picked up during the game yesterday?
No, that was pleasing. No, we come away with... obviously, Jamie McClurg had a bit of an ankle problem, but he got through the half, and I'm not aware he had any reaction to that. So we would expect to have a similarly strong squad.
And now we can get back to talking about the thing that we're here to do and here to talk about, which is a difficult, challenging trip to Biggleswade, who haven't been in the greatest of form recently, but it's always a tough trip up there.
Yeah, Biggleswade don't get beaten easily. I know they got beat yesterday. They've got a lot of spirit about them. They've got a very good manager who we know well, who has a lot of the same beliefs as we do. He gets team spirit amongst his players, and they don't know when they're beaten. And he has got some problems. I know he has with injuries, and we know what it's like to have problems with injuries. It makes it difficult for you. I think they had 2 centre-halves go off injured on Saturday. So he's having a tough time at the minute, but that doesn't make it an easy game. He'll patch up a side and he might pull in 1 or 2. He's got good links and he's got players in on loan from higher levels, and if he needs to do that, he will. So yeah, it won't be easy, but it's a nice place to go, Biggleswade. It's a nice ground, lovely pitch, and we will go there with every confidence. We're in a good place at the moment, and we feel like we're turning the corner, and we'll go there with confidence. But it's going to be as with any game in this league, we're going to have to play well if we want the points.
Good. Well, a tough week ahead with both the trip to Biggleswade and then a FA Trophy at Margate on Saturday. Good luck, and
Thank
we'll
you.
catch up with you later in the week.
Okay, cheers, John.
Cheers. Welcome back to Rebels Radio. If you're just joining us, the half-time score is Biggleswade Town 0, Slough Town 2. 2 goals to Ed Smith. Quite an open, interesting game. James Dobson went off with what looked like a serious injury, unfortunately, after, I think it was the 33rd minute or 34th minute.
Yeah, substitution was in 32 minutes, but he was helped off at half-time by Mark Betts and Trent Phillips. Couldn't put any weight on his ankle.
As the referee, Mr. Finch just comes out and about to get the second half underway. I'll let Aid take away the birthday boy with the teams.
I'm just looking to see if there's any changes. Can't see it at the moment. Right, so for Biggleswade Town, we have in goal Tom Gowans. 2 is Sam Ives. 3, Mark Coulson, who's on a yellow card. 4 is Josh Beach. 5, Stuart Farrell. 6, and the captain is Lee Allison, who's also on a yellow card. 7, Jordan Davies. 8, Ian Rees. 9 is Kelvin Bosman. 10 is Lee Reid. 11 is Zane Banton. And the subs for Biggleswade are Cameron Moore, Craig Daniel and Kyle McNulty. And for the Rebels, it's Alex Gogic in goal. Sean Fraser 2, Ryan Parsons 3, Billy Jeffries 4, 5 is Rhys York, 6 Adrian Sear, 7 Luke Knight, 8 James McClure captain, 9 Scott Harris, Ed obviously with the 2 goals, and then we've got Guy Hollis on in place of James Dobson. And the rest of the subs for Slough are Ben Edwards, Adam Cornell, Oscar Betts and Jake Somerville.
Yeah, we're about to get back underway here. Biggleswade wearing white and green, shooting from left to right. Slough in their all-purple kit. The large, tall figure of Gogic away to our right-hand side. About 10 or so Waders fans, but have braved the scene behind the goal there, where there's a small football pitch set up. But the ball's immediately back with Ryan Parsons. A few Slough fans just cheering him on as Parsons launches a long ball forward, and Harris is interested, but Beach heads it well clear, and it's that man. Biggleswade, we interested to see how they come back in these early exchanges in the second half. Be interesting to see how Biggleswade come back in the early stages of the second half.
I was just looking at trying to see how they're lining up again, but it looks like they're doing a 4-2-3-1 kind of formation with Bosman, the number 9, the only striker going forwards, and it's playing into the hands of Slough with York and Jeffrey, and McClurg's doing his shoelace up as the game's going on.
Gives plenty of time to Allison to get the ball in.
And he's great save by Gogic.
Gogic,
brilliant header by.
That was almost Banks-like, wasn't it?
Oh, Bosman with a great header because McClurg sat there doing his shoelace up.
And Allison took advantage, swung a fierce whipping ball in. Bosman rose, glanced it towards that far post, and Bosman put up a massive paw and just scooped it away from the goal. That was a fine bit of keeping.
And he did really well to push that away from the goal because there was an incoming player. I think it was Jordan Davis was trying to get in on the rebound, but he's pushed it to the side and not out front. Great save, but you've got to wonder what McClure was doing there, trying to game's only just kicked off, so why is his shoelace undone? Or bootlace?
I don't think you can be terribly happy with that. Hello to Paul Bryant, who's listening in a caravan in Essex, and gave Adrian some...
Ask him how his sister is.
I'm not going to go into that. As the ball's played through to Ed Smith, and Ed Smith he's offside, unfortunately, but flicked through by a combination of McClurg and Harris, but unfortunately the linesman's flag on the far side went up. I think it may have been on a string there from the Biggleswade manager.
Farted.
Huh?
Someone farted.
No, that's my breath.
Right.
As McClure just sticks a foot in, but the ball's out left with Luke Knight, who's playing in the left midfield position after Dobson's gone off. We've got Hollis in right back, Fraser right midfield, McClurg and Sear in the middle of the midfield, and then Hollis, coming back from injury, is just defending well in the right back position, and Biggleswade will have an attacking throw on the far side.
Yeah, and Biggleswade started this second half a little bit brighter. A little bit more intent in their play. Obviously got a bit of a rollicking at half-time from the manager, I would have guessed.
Yeah. Arsley have conceded an early goal in the second half. It's now Arsley 1, Corby 2, as Ives in the right back position, looking to play the ball forward. Plenty of options going forward for Biggleswade, but just plays the ball down the line to Banton. Banton cuts inside, pursued by Parsons, plays it into the feet of Bosman, but well repelled by Luke Knight. Ed Smith underneath it, holds it up for McClurg, and McClurg pokes it forward towards Harris. Harris miscontrols it, and it falls now to Biggleswade, who, Allison will play in Bosman. to play in Bantam.
Great ball
Bantam to
into
Ives.
the
Ives up to the
St
far
Ives.
sideline.
Lovely
Blocked
tackle
well by
by
Parsons.
Parsons.
And now Luke Knight in the left back position will hook the ball
Oh,
clear.
what you
but
doing,
it's
Luke?
not that far. Unfortunately, the Biggleswade player slipped.
Lee
and
Reid just fell over there. Lou Reid. That was really the wrong
Lou
person,
Reid.
wasn't it?
It was a perfect day. As Ed Smith has the ball midway inside the Biggleswade half, attacking down the right hand, skips past one player, flicks the ball in towards the far post. Harris picks it up well, tries to control it, still got it at his feet, blasts it from no distance at all at the big frame of Gowans, and the ball's out in the left back position. Ed challenges a long way, puts the ball out, and he's given a foul. And Ed Smith is very
what he's
unhappy
done
with
there,
that.
John, is he's slid in to get the ball, and he's caught it with his the player with his trailing foot.
As I'm just doing some sort of new novel dance there, just trying to lean down and pick some things up. As Ive is trying to pick the ball up. Weymouth 2, Braintree game in our league, but interesting result at the moment. That's in the FA Cup, isn't it? So Weymouth looking to get through to the FA Cup first round proper in that replay there. So Weymouth, Braintree going to 2 lead. They've put it the wrong way around. Braintree 2-0 uppers.
Great tackle there by Reshaw. It's just broken up display and giving it to McClurg.
And now it's Fraser advancing over halfway, plays to the ball to the feet of Ed Smith in front of the Biggleswade dugout. There's plenty of space out here, and now Luke Knight attacking, overlapping down the right hand side, but McClurg chose the wrong direction, and now Biggleswade through Allison have plenty of space. Allison plays a short ball through.
Yeah, no, don't get back. One of them needs to get back.
Gingerhead Lee Rees, and out now to Banton on the near side. Banton up against Parsons, cuts inside. Sear in pursuit, all the way back to Allison on the halfway line. Allison back through. Biggleswade keeping good possession of the ball, playing nice football, but there's no real end result. And Banton advancing towards the edge of the Slough box, but a superb tackle there by
Fraser. Sean Fraser.
Just ran out of ideas, and now a great long ball. Scott Harris on the far side tries to win the ball, but he's played it off the back of the rather large figure of Farrell, and it's going to be a throw into Slough down on the far side.
Farrell can't believe that the throw-in's gone against him.
And so can't the bench on the far side. Nunny's certainly having words there as a brown board goes past with the numbers on. I'm not sure anyone listening will have a number, I'm afraid, but they're still trying to say the final reference numbers.
If you've got the ticket 681...
681 831 777 950 or 726. Anyone online who's got that, you might have won in some way or other. So just say you have. Just tweet us a photo of your ticket and we'll believe you. At MyFC Rebels Radio. Long throw on the far side by Hollis, who's is bouncing around in the area, but well repelled by Ives, who's now driving forward.
Yes,
the game is very open, very, very open in his first 5 minutes of the second half. The locals just encouraging us. Banton skips inside past Dobson and now flies out to Ives, the attacking right back, who slashes the ball across towards the back of the box. And
what's he doing?
And it's bobbled in and just to the outside of the post as Hollis was on his heels and just watched. He was waiting for the ball to come across.
Waiting for the ball to come across, and
Ian Reeves nipped in. Was it Jordan Davies?
I think it was Jordan Davies.
Oh, Jordan Davies on the far side.
He was just like picked his pocket or whatever they call it.
Pocketed his picket?
Picked his pocket.
I'm not sure what you're doing, but you're strange, to say the least.
But yes, Slough got a straight from their own throw-in, and they looked a little bit caught at the back there, but.
As Luke Knight can't keep that ball in, Banton jumping with him, and it's out for a throw-in just on the near side. No real activity on either bench at the moment, although just having said that, and one of the Biggleswade subs just makes his way out as Reshort comes through, doesn't get a good contact on it, but Jeffries is there to tidy up. McClurg, who's having a strong game, hooks the ball clear to Harris on the halfway line.
Release him.
Plays it to Ed Smith, who's up against 4 Biggleswade defenders, chips it towards the far side to the right wing back stroke winger Fraser, who's advancing towards the edge of the box, drills a ball in. It's deflected, and it's a great save from Gowan. It's not in. Don't let Ade fool you. It's not in at all.
That is a very good save.
And tip for the first corner of the second half. It'll be interesting to see what they do on these corners now. I think it'll be Luke Knight taking it.
Yeah, lovely ball in by Fraser, and Harris just flicked it on, and I honestly thought the goalkeeper's not going to get that. But a bit like Gogic in the beginning of the second half, he's just got a hand to it and clawed it wide. So Luke
Knight on the far left-hand side will have an in-swinging corner near Ade's flag there, and there's the first time tonight we can hear the Rebels fans under a small amount of covering. There's probably 20 or so of them, hardy fans out there. Luke Knight drives it in. Into the hand of Gowans. Gowans just about takes it in the second half and bowls the ball out long over Armand. Biggleswade will try and play it quickly, but Ed Smith came back a long way there, but it's being played out right now to Jordan Davies, and Jordan Davies cuts inside, tries to play the ball through, but he's certainly not playing in purple. One of the locals certainly lets us know what they think.
Harris
ball through over the back to Scott Harris up against Beach, and Beach seemed to be all over him there, but nothing doing. Scott Harris isn't one to go down easily.
I think he's just been pushed off the ball. He had no help whatsoever. Like I say, Smith had come back to defend from that breakaway.
Biggleswade just keeping the ball on the deck, and then a poor pass there from Allison. He normally uses the ball quite well, and Parsons just hits the ball up, and then it bounces, as you might have got a hint from that noise, off the roof above us and off for a throw. But there's not a great deal of pace or urgency from this Biggleswade team. They almost, I hate to say
and the ball's come back on?
They almost look like a bit of a beaten team, don't they, Aid?
Yeah, I know that they've got a few injuries. They don't
As they didn't take it from where they want it, and Allison's not very happy, and he needs to be careful because he's been booked. Allison's been booked.
He's on a yellow card, and he's...
as Nighty's trying to get Allison sent off, I think, here, which isn't...
No, he's just having a laugh with him, and the referee's gone over. But he told him to take it...
in a particular place. As there's a degree of tension now in the game, as Sears now hooked the ball forward, and it's Ed Smith's winning the ball, and Harris goes into Allison with a bit of power and strength there, mano a mano, and the ball's through to Bossman.
Right,
in the next,
Reshort.
as Reshort goes through the back of a player, and now Luke Knight's on the ball, chips a ball long for Harris to get after, and Harris is on his bike. Well won by Beach. The tension and the temperature's just risen in the last 30 seconds or so. Allison now on the ball in the midfield, out left back to Coulson. Biggleswade trying to come back into this game. Still trailed 2-0 to 2 goals by Ed Smith. Bossman, midway inside the Slough half, picks up the ball, plays it out right to Ives. Ives going to look to deliver into the box, but plays it short to Bantam's feet. Bantam misplaces the ball once again, and too often that's happened. And then
Slough looking for a long
pass where they'd be better to keep hold of the ball. And Dobson's just hobbling over to us, and he's going to come on over and take a seat just down near us, and hopefully he's feeling not too worse for wear. He doesn't want to appear on the radio, I'm sure, but we might have a word with him in a minute. We'll see how he's feeling. As Allison's now just played the ball inside, and it's a blind pass, and only found Fraser. Fraser tries to find Smith, but it's lost out by Smith. Slough still on top here, I'd say, with Waders trying to come back into it, and Waders still deep inside the Slough half, happily playing the ball around.
You chat to Dobber, and I'll do the football thing if you want to see how he is. Is it Coulson on the far side with the ball? Crosses it in. Headed out by Rhys York. Luke Knight helps to clear, but straight to Allinson of Biggleswade. Plays it in for Jordan Davis. Keeps it in the corner on the far side. Gives it back to Ives. First time cross. Great header by Billy Jeffries. But it's fallen to Coulston, who's shot. Blocked by Jeffries again. And Smith tries to get the ball to clear it, but it's gone back with Farrell, the centre back for Biggleswade. Plays it to Allinson, the captain and playmaker. Knocks it wide to Ives here on the right-hand side. Takes a run inside. He's taken it inside. Back to Allinson, who plays a loose ball and is giving it to Scott Harris. But no, Scott Harris gives it to McClurg. Plenty of time. Can't get the ball out to Smith quick enough.
As Smith just controls that ball to Fraser, the new right midfield player, out to Smith in front of the dugout on the far side. Just holding up the ball. No pressure from Biggleswade. They're standing off Smith. Inside ball to McClurg. McClurg will switch the ball out left to Parsons. Parsons just inside the Biggleswade half. Plenty of time to pick a pass. Plays it towards the feet of Luke Knight, but it's now Ives who slides up. And
well done, Ryan.
That was the earliest any left-backs ever gone back, and Parsons isn't happy at all as the ball's thrown up to Bossman. Bossman turns in the centre circle, lays it off. Biggleswade now trying to build an attack. They've got 5 players forward, but Slough, plenty of numbers back in purple shirt as Biggleswade just slow the game down. They should be playing this game at a little bit higher tempo now, do you think, Aid?
I do indeed, but they're just trying to pass it through, isn't they? And there's no urgency at all.
And too often it breaks down with a pass that doesn't go quite to feet, as York and Jeffries are still being masterful there at the back. Jeffries up against Bantam on that far side. Back into the centre, but it's going to be Sears mugs him with the ball, and Luke Knight comes away with the ball, and Sears is injured there. Luke Knight tries to pass it out, but it's cut out by Farrell. Farrell now breaking into the Slough half, slows it down inside to that tall man of Ian Rees. Ian Rees plays a great ball through, slightly overhit, and he's going to keep it in. Bantam on the far left-hand side, looking to get across into the box, but steps it up, sets it back. It's been chipped back into him. Plenty of challenges in there.
Well,
Hollis is there. He's bubbling around in the Slough box. They need to get it clear. It's driven in off the bar.
Jordan Davies.
Jordan Davies. It's a goal for Biggleswade in the 13th minute of the second half. And it's got them a foothold back in the game.
And Slough have just been so lax. When Slough had the ball, they brought it out. Luke Knight's got the ball and he's tried to play that killer pass over the top, giving it away, and that's what's given Biggleswade the attack. But Slough didn't defend it properly. Banton did fantastically on the right-hand side. He's got it in. I think it was Allenson in the middle that held it up, played it off to Davies, and he smacked that straight into the top corner of the goal.
Unders and Bates are venting their fury, that's for sure, on the far side. They want to get hold of the ball and not play it long and just give it away. A goal on the 58th minute there, but maybe more goals in this game, as that goal has certainly made the game play. And a poor touch there by Jeffries, and now Hollis goes for the ball. High challenge there, and it's going to set away to Fraser. But Biggleswade must be in the ascendancy here now.
Yeah, they've got the goal and they're trying to get back into this game, and Slough just need to settle on the ball a little bit and just take the sting out of the game, control it a little bit.
Biggleswade playing the ball around at the back at the moment. A long ball played forward, but that should be meat and drink for Parsay. Parsay heads it and it ricochets off the back of I'm not sure what the linesman did. He headed it off the back of Banton, who I think probably plays in green and white, and it's ricocheted forward, and the linesman was adjudged that Bossman didn't play it because
the linesman is carrying a little bit of weight.
He's got a little bit of timber going on, hasn't he? And plus an 80s kit, which is interesting. As Parsons wins that header, but Biggleswade just have their tails up at the moment. They got their tails up, and it's with that man Beach in the centre back position plays a long ball up it for Bossman again. Reshawk adjudged to a foul there against Reshawk. Biggleswade will have a free kick in a dangerous position.
Yeah, that's the first time that the linesman's actually flagged for a foul. Reshawk's had Bossman in his back pocket all game.
Substitute for Biggleswade. Off comes goal scorer Jordan Davies just after he scored a goal.
We were waiting to see who's
and that
coming
was
on.
That was very quick flagging. I didn't see the number that came on. I think it was 14. I think it was
15, maybe.
I think it was. Was it Daniel Craig?
I can't see.
It doesn't look like Moya, as far as I'm seeing. I think it's probably.
I don't think it's blonde, wasn't he, last time?
As we await Lee Reid.
For Biggleswade, Jordan Davies off, Craig Daniels on.
Yeah, just scored a goal and then taken off. As ball drilled into the box.
Well defended by Billy Jeffries.
Free kick awarded. Again, Jeffries. And Jeffries is prostrate in the penalty area. He's not moving very freely. He's
fine.
I think he's just having a little breathe in there.
Yeah, just got a bit of push in the back there.
There's a fair amount of verbals going on out there. There's a bit of chat going on between Clergy and Parso, and Ed Smith's coming back to have a little bit of a word. There's plenty of noise out there. I think Slough are just trying to sort themselves out.
Yeah, they just need to, when they get the ball in midfield, is not look for that quick break every single time. Just hold the ball and just take a bit of time out.
Jeffries gingerly makes his way to his feet, and he's going to wait for Gogic to take this kick. Hopefully it'll be a decent kick off the ball. Gogic just kicking off the deck hasn't been what it ought to be, especially on a surface like today. It's an absolute carpet out there, and he sometimes struggles for a decent kick off the ground, but today that one's a decent one up in the direction of Ed Smith. But well won there by Biggleswade, but hooked forward again, putting some pressure on the fullback.
Long ball straight through.
Ball all the way forward, and the keeper's gone flying.
He's given a foul.
Bossman's gone flying into Gogic, and there's a foul against him, against Bossman, who I think was probably entitled to go for that ball.
Yeah, absolutely entitled to go for the ball. Gogic has come out and they've just collided, and it's silly, but goalkeepers, as we've said before, overprotected nowadays.
So we've played 62 minutes here at the Carlsberg Stadium. It's Biggleswade 1, Slough 2. Slough 2 goals to the lead at half-time, thanks to 2 goals for Ed Smith. It's been a very open game. There's been plenty of space for lots of the players out there. Bossman just limping back slightly after that challenge that he that foul that he inflicted on Gogic, and he's certainly putting on a bit of a limp, as Bates and Unders just seeming to have a little bit of a chat about what they can do and what they're wanting to do. They're trying to almost say to push up a little bit here as they look to get the better of it. It's flicked on by Scott Harris, but it's out for a throw on the far side.
Playing with no natural width now, are you? You've got no Jake Parsons, no Dobson.
No.
Luke Knight's really a centre midfielder, and Fraser's a right back. So you've got no natural width and no kind of outlet. The Slough played the ball through.
And it's through to out on the right side to Fraser, who slides a long way to try and keep it in. He seemed to keep it in for a short moment, but it's out for a goal kick.
But the thing is, the furthest 2 players up for Slough there was Sean Fraser and Luke Knight.
And it's got the hurry up from Gowans. He's looking to try and take this ball quickly. And the famous Waders Green Army start making a little bit of noise to our right hand side.
It's the
all
left
10
and
of them.
right side combination, isn't it?
Yeah, it's kind of like a North Bank, East Bank kind of thing. As McClurg just wins, Sears is battling around in midfield there. It's bouncing around off him. Partnered well by McClurg. And McClurg's, they've lost out though. And Banton's driving through towards the edge of the box. He pulls the trigger, but it's well blocked there by Reshort. But it's ricocheted out, and it's going to be a corner to Biggleswade.
And that's their first corner of the game.
I think it's the second. Didn't they have the very first corner of the game?
No.
Okay. As it looks to be once again that man Lee Reid.
No, it's Banton taking it
to Ives. Ives, it's bouncing around in the box, a foot in there from Reshort, but it's cleared
and,
long. And then a poor challenge there. And
Jeffries doesn't like. He's going down on the ground a bit.
Jeffries is having how many times can I lie down competition at the moment. He's once again down on the deck. He's trying to equal Dobbo's record of 4 minutes in the first half. But as yet he's not near it. I think
he's a bit of a wimp.
He looks like he's holding his gentleman's area. Don't you think he's holding his gentleman's area? Count them, and I'm sure we'll all be all right later. So, as Gogic,
it looks like there's going to be another substitution for Biggleswade.
Yeah, the final one for Biggleswade.
They've only made one.
No, they made two.
No, they haven't.
Have they not?
No.
Am I getting confused? Okay. As it's picked up by Banton.
He kicks it off his own player.
Slashed it off his own player there, off the
Slough
poor
taking their
Ian
time,
Rees, and Parsons slowing it down a little bit. Referee
Blowing.
Finch is trying to get it going quickly.
But Slough just needs to keep the ball.
Yeah, Slough, when they've kept the ball on the deck and started to play, look much more composed. They were finding space, and Biggleswade looked a bit.
Go on, throw it.
Parsons nicks quite a few yards there, and the secretary for Reshort heads it all the way across to Jeffries. Jeffries takes it under control, plenty of time. Clicks the ball forward, and Harris is underneath it. And Harris is going to race to keep that in. Keeps it in the far left-hand corner, up against the tall man of Beach, and it's down in the far left-hand corner. There seems to be a bit of Greco wrestling, just exactly what Harris likes.
Given a free kick,
but it's. I think he's given a throw in.
Has he?
No. Free kick. Couldn't see. Dobbo's head was in the way. As Gowan, his arms apparently still work, even if his legs don't. As Gowans is going to clear this ball up the line. Parsons underneath it. Wins the ball, heads it inside.
And he's headed it
and
the wrong way, though.
He's headed it inside. And it's only through as far as Bossman. And Bossman's played the ball out now nicely to the left. Biggleswade putting Slough under a little bit of pressure here. Plays it all the way back to Coulson. Coulson in the far left back position. Plays the ball on the deck.
That's Reid.
No, that's Coulson. Drives the ball across, and it's just wide of the left-hand upright for Gogic, and Slough just hanging on a little bit. They need to get the composure, need to get back into the game.
Leadership on the pitch. They're not telling each other what to do. Just got to get the ball and just keep it for a 5-minute spell. Pass it amongst themselves.
We've had. We're almost about.
We wait for Gogic
almost
to
halfway
take
into the second half.
Gogic to take the goal kick.
Yeah, we need a new stopwatch for how long Gogic takes to take a free kick, but we're just waiting for Gogic to take it, and he's taking it well up in the direction of Knight. Knight underneath it, and he's out jumped there. And all the 50-50s at the moment are being won by Biggleswade. We've got 5 men attacking him. The ball's played through well, and it's an equalising goal for the substitute for Craig Daniel in the 66th minute. It's all square.
Absolute terrible defending by Slough. They're just letting Biggleswade walk straight through them every time. And Daniel's come across and he's got through. He's just placed it past Gogic. He's got no chance, Gogic. But Slough aren't winning the ball in midfield. They're letting Biggleswade bully them off the ball. Every second ball is being won by Biggleswade at the moment, and that's the difference.
Yeah, I'll be at all surprised if perhaps the management team, if Ben Edwards is fit, start perhaps have a look at him as Parsons drives the ball forward up in the direction of Ed Smith. Ed Smith underneath it, flicks it on in the direction of Harris, but it's not quite falling for the Rebels now. And an absolute launch ball by Farrell has snow on it as it comes down, and Bossman chases after it, and the linesman finally puts the flag up. And it's an offside, which will just give Slough a chance to organise. They need Clergy's trying to get the players going, trying to get things organised.
He's doing it 5 minutes too late. He should have done that after the last attack before the goal. And Slough, there's no one helping out the two up front at the moment.
As there's a little bit of a gap in between their midfielders. Harris, the ball's directed into, is fallen to Fraser on the far right-hand side. Tries to cut the ball back into Harris, edge of the box. Slough attacking again now with Fraser, far side under the floodlight, looking to get the crossing. Crosses it in well. It's to the edge of the box. Knight coming across, slashes the ball well out wide, but better play from Slough. A little bit more encouraging.
I think that's still going down the A505, that one. That was a very loose ball, but at least Slough had the ball a little bit, but That's what they've got to be doing this second half, and they haven't done it at all.
It's 2-0 to Histon against Dunstable. Chesham 4, Cambridge City 4. There's some odd results out there this
3-1 at
evening.
half-time to Chesham, that one.
Obviously, Biggleswade 2, Slough 2. And we're just keeping an eye on...
As Gowan just takes a kick and just kicks it straight out down the far side.
Yeah, Bideford 0, Cirencester 2, so that looks like the points are going back up the M5 to Cirencester as Kay's just walking along across in front of us.
Isn't it down the M4, Cirencester?
Cirencester's up the M4, but it's up the M5 from Bideford.
All right, Luke Knight's got
As
the
Luke
ball.
Knight's driving into the
He's
box.
through.
Luke Knight's through. He's going to slide in and he's won the ball and he slashed it wide from 7 yards with a goal gaping.
How
He
the
did
hell
well
has he
to
missed that?
slide through Gowans, but on his return, he's given his ex-team a present there by letting them off the hook.
Oh my God, he's missed a total open goal. That is terrible. That is worse than Ronnie Rosenthal. He's clear through. Goalkeeper's come out and slid out. He's got up, and all he's got to do is just whack it in the empty net, and he's put it. He's mostly endangered the fans' lives with that one rather than anything else.
It was great play though by him to have a mazy run all the way through. It was just unfortunate that finish it couldn't put on the end of it, but encouraging sign as Rhys York hooks the ball up. McClurg helps it on its way in the direction of Harris, who's shown his strength. Falls to Ed Smith on the halfway line. Dinks the ball through to Luke Knight, who seems to have been re-energised in the last few minutes. Allison hooks it off, and Ed Smith, a high challenge there, a bit of karate style, heads it to Parsons, miscontrols it. Anybody's game now. As
Biggleswade looking a lot brighter. They want the ball now. There's an urgency about them now that they've not had.
And Parsons, right foot, manages to clear it. And it's only as far as Farrell, who in agricultural, the centre backs are playing kick ball at the moment, but it's given away by Jeffries midway inside his own half. But Fraser comes and tidies up, keeps hold of the ball,
No,
and
he's lost it.
loses out on the ball to Reed there.
It's
But
gone
Reed
out for a
concedes the
throw-in.
threat. Whew, it's real breathless stuff as we are 70 minutes into this game, only 20 minutes going. This second half's racing along. As Slough have gone from being 2 goals up to being level. How will they respond as McClurg on plenty of space midway inside the half plays it into Parsons, who's under pressure from Banton to reach inside their own half. Where's the pass that he needs to play? Rhys York slips as he plays a long ball forward. It's too direct. There's simpler balls on, and at the moment some of the decision making that some of those Slough players out there aren't quite the right ones at the moment. They're lacking a bit of
just looks like
confidence.
Biggleswade have got an extra player, doesn't it? They seem to just have that extra body somewhere.
And the roles have been completely reversed. Biggleswade, who seemed empty and flat at 2-0, are absolutely buzzing at the moment. They're winning everything. They've got that extra yard of pace, and if anyone's going to go on and score a third, it may well be them.
Well, it's going to be one of the two teams, isn't it?
Well, no, it might finish 2-2. Anyway, let's just not go into that. As
Ives with the ball, plays it in.
and that's a cynical
Sear
challenge.
gives away another foul.
He just clips Rees 30 yards from goal, and this was where danger was caused from before. And Nunny's the Biggleswade manager, giving plenty of encouragement, as I think Allison's going to fancy having a go.
Yeah, I mean, Slough didn't do that first half. Slough just stood up and defended it better, and Sears just clipped him, giving it away.
And it's going to be
put themselves into a bit of trouble.
And Clergy's going to go in the book here in the 26th minute of the second half. So in the 71st minute, Clergy goes into the book for a little bit of arguing, a little bit of talking back too much for Mr. Finch's liking.
Yeah, didn't agree with the decision, but talked himself into a yellow card for dissent, so that's not clever.
Dangerous position here for Lee Reid, left-footed in-swinging, a two-man Slough wall, right at centre, 10-15 yards outside the Slough box. Plenty of bodies in the box, just on the 18-yard box. They're all retreating. There's some tall players in there. As Reid flicks it up towards that far post, it's over everybody.
Yep, straight out.
Theatrics from Beach under a bit of attention from Reed Shawk, and he goes down and goes harmlessly out for a goal kick.
But yeah, I mean, Gogish has had no chance with either of the 2 goals. And Slough had been up to then, had been defending really well first half.
Yeah, Gogic pulled off a couple of tremendous saves. You know, that particular one from the header at the start of the second half, where he palmed it away. He's done very well in the block at the end of the first. But he's other than that, there hasn't been an awful lot of actual goal scoring chances. There's a free kick there just against the tall figure of Ian Rees in the middle of the park, and it looks like Hollis is going to drive that forward. Or is Parsons going to overtake it?
Yeah. It seems as if we've only got left-footed...
yeah, we can only have left-footed free kicks in this team, I would say. As unfortunately, Dobbo's not on the pitch. If you're joining us late, he got injured in the 33rd minute, went over on his ankle and won't be taken any further. Park, and the Nunny's using a bit of gamesmanship here. He's just doing a bit of a changing
making a substitution.
Making a substitution.
It's going to be 9 Bosman. going off.
Bossman, who has been limping slightly ever since that collision with Gogic.
Yep, and it's going to be Kyle McNulty that
So on
comes
73 minutes, it's Kyle McNulty coming on for Bossman.
Substitution, Kelvin Bossman going off and Carl McNulty coming on.
Who? Even the locals are saying who, so I'm not sure whether that's a good thing or not.
Yep, so one sub left for Biggleswade, but Slough not looking like they've got anyone warming up.
No.
So they seem to be quite happy with what's going on at the moment, even though they've lost this second half 2-0 and just don't look on the ball at the moment.
No, they're not quite at 100% at the moment. It's just not coming off. The effort's there, but it's just not the precision at the moment. As Parsons,
Weymouth Baintry's free.
Parsons drives the ball into the box. It's well won. It's bouncing around in the area, but it's now going to be hooked clear by Biggleswade. And Slough now need to be aware as
Banton's got
Banton
some pace
puts
there.
a big chase in, but Hollis will quickly pick that up and hopefully launch the ball down the line quickly
No,
if
he's
there's
gonna take it
anyone
easy.
looking for it. He's just waiting for York and Jeffries to trot back. Parsons is coming over to cover, but there isn't that urgency from
There's
Slough.
no
There
long
isn't that
throw.
pace and excitement. It's in the direction of Harris and Knight. Harris will control it. Nice touch, plays it back to Sear in the middle of midfield, driving forward, but there's not a lot of support. He has to come home to Parson. Parson shut down, but drives the ball into the box. It's going to be flicked on by Ed Smith, but well won at the back by Biggleswade. Falls to McClurg, who volleys it from fully 30 yards, and it's fully 20 yards wide.
Yeah, but that's not going to be like his playoff final goal or his goal against Rugby, I'm afraid. But Slough just lacking a little bit at the moment. They're not playing some fluid football like they did in the first half.
No, as we're almost into the final 15 here at the Carlsberg, it's Biggleswade 2, Slough Town 2, a tale of two different halves, and Biggleswade are certainly the stronger team at the
Watch the
moment.
second half of football, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good to watch the second half as Reshawk continues his dominance there at the back and wins 2 balls, but it ricochets off.
Just go wide.
And Reshawk drives the ball up line,
And
but
again,
it's
every time
falling
it's a
to
long
a
ball
Biggleswade
forwards.
player. And a strong tackle from Ed Smith.
And Smithy's come in with a challenge on Ives, the number 2, and he's won somehow a throw-on.
Yeah,
A bit
as
strange. Didn't please the locals, did
ball
it?
being played back at the back with Jeffries. Jeffries out to new right back Hollis. Hollis on the halfway line.
Yeah,
Options ahead
Biggleswade
of
playing
him.
with Banton up front as the main striker now.
Outright to Fraser. Fraser up the line, but it was to the retreating Knight, and so Knight doesn't pursue it. And
No, he knew he was offside, wasn't he? So
Farrell in the far left back position drives the long ball forward up in the direction of the tiny Banton, and Jeffries easy meet there for him. But the second ball's once again won by Biggleswade. Is ricocheting everywhere. Sears picks it up now, driving forward, right-footed into the feet of Ed Smith. Ed Smith in horrible ball back to Sears, but Sears chases it nevertheless.
don't sell yourself, Ryan. He
And
has
Ryan
as well,
commits as Ivor drives forwards. Ives
There's no one
driving well
tackle
forward
him.
all the way through, but a
Wow,
great
Sean
little tackle by
Fraser.
Sean Fraser. Driving all the way across field, but picked up again, and the scraps are being won by
Yeah.
Biggleswade. They're just that little bit hungrier and sharper now as we go deeper into this match. They've got plenty of time and space. Out now in
But
that
look,
left
there's
back
no
position.
one wide for Slough defending either. Luke Knight's over there, and so Sean Fraser, who's the left midfielder.
Yeah, we haven't got a left midfielder at the moment. Dobson's sat up here with us as balls up with Scott Harris on the halfway line. 2 Biggleswade players around him, and a strong
thorough
tackle
tackle
coming
this
in
time.
there from
Was that was Guy Hollis?
from Guy Hollis. And we're going to have a second substitute here for Slough. I believe it's going to be
15, Adam Cornell.
oncoming Adam Cornell, and off coming
Scott Harris.
having a
Quite
bit
a
of a breather
surprise, eh?
now. So Scott Harris, who's been playing well, taking a breather after 32 minutes of the second half. So 76 minutes
76 minutes.
or 77 minutes.
Coming on, number 15, Adam Cornell.
Well, they got his name right. That's nice of them. Not been called Cornwall or anything else today. So
Yeah, they've actually called him Cornell, so that's it. So Slough management team make their second substitute of the game. First one forced, and Cornell starts to come across, join the action. Gets a reasonable hand, but Slough will be anxious to get something from this game. And it was so far looking for 3 points and easy street as Reshawk drives the ball forward. Cornell's first action is to slip on his bottom, and the ball's outright. With Biggleswade playing the ball comfortably at the bottom.
Oh,
Give it
that's a
away to
mistake
McClurg. McClurg to Smith. Smith just holding the ball up
He's got no
in
help. He's
midfield.
got no
There's
help.
not a lot of simple balls to Sears. Sears to Ryan Parsons, and it's going to be a long ball now, I expect. Plays it
there's
short
no
to
options
Sears.
for him.
Sear plays the ball through to McClurg's feet. McClurg holds the ball up well, back to Sear. Sear runs over it, leaves it for Parsons, but Parsons hasn't got a lot of options. That's an absolute blind ball down into the corner, asking a lot of Cornell to go and keep it in. But
Yeah,
between
so
the
it's
two
been kept
Biggleswade
in.
players, they keep it in, and they give the ball off Allison, well done to Ives. Ives now shapes to play the ball down the line twice, gets held up, but Parsons uses strength, driving in field, passes it out to right back Hollis.
Yeah, it looks like Adrian Sears hobbling a little bit. He's a bit slow at the moment.
He may just be getting a bit fatigued. I know he obviously has hurt his ankle before, but ball back with Hollis into the middle midfield. Sears once again showing the ball out to Parsons. Slough doing better to keep the ball.
There's no one
but
wide.
even if we just play sideways for a little bit, it's better. To Sears, out to Parsons, but Knight's involved, and Knight's held the ball up well. He's flicked the ball up the line, controls it well, and Knight's now chucking himself in there, and the Slough fans down there behind the goal on the left side don't quite agree with that. And Luke Knight's grabbing at the shirt of one of the Biggleswade players, and
yeah, Biggleswade got the throw in there, but Luke Knight thought that was his. Doesn't like the fact that he hasn't got it. But
there's plenty of noise out there and instruction.
It's becoming a little bit bitty now, isn't it?
Finch. It's a battle out there as Parsons wins the header into McClurg, who's going to hook it on its way. Has Cornell underneath it, but it's well hooked clear by Biggleswade, reverting to a long ball for once up towards Banton. Reshort wins the first header, but second ball once again won by Biggleswade. They're just that little bit sharper.
Well,
Jeffries comes through with a strong tackle, puts the ball back deep into it, but the quality's gone all of a sudden.
Yeah, Slough have got no width. Luke Knight's only just coming over to the left-hand side. He's playing further up as if he's a striker or centre midfielder. He's just running over now, and he's actually almost playing centre midfield. And the space here on the left-hand side is huge. Yeah, there's no one in it apart from
plenty of space as the players are getting tired as we almost approach the final 10 minutes here.
Is that Ives? So it looks like Ives is actually playing they look like they're playing three at the back. Biggleswade.
Yeah, they've changed to almost a 3-5-2. It's kind of quite flexible as Ives making his way forward now into the edge of the box. That ball set up great and it's launched into the.
No, he's almost got it into the other playing field there, but. He scored the equaliser. He's got a bit of confidence. So he's having a go, but that was only damaging any kind of wood round side. But it's died down a bit, hasn't it, John?
Yeah, the stinger has gone out of the game now. We're just waiting for a final hurrah as we go into the final 10 minutes or so. Reshort trying to encourage his teammates to just get on and try and win this game. Cornell's just been told to come half by McClurg, and McClurg's battling up there, but Sears has gone down. There's a head injury. The referee stopped it, and the locals aren't happy that there's a head injury, yeah.
So I think he clashed with Luke Knight, didn't he? Jumped up for the ball as Luke Knight, and he's gone down holding his head, and Slough lucky there because Banton had the ball and he was attacking the back four.
As a few of the locals just venting their thoughts of the referee as Sear gets treated by Kev. He's holding his
Ben
head.
Edwards and Oscar Betts on the far side just warming up.
Yeah, Ben Edwards going for a little jog. You can barely see him with his tan so deep. He's blending in against that fence. You're
jealous, aren't you?
I'm not jealous. He just looks like he's spent too long on a sunbed. Although he's just. But Sears is still down, just getting some treatment from Super Kev. Chance for the players to regroup, but they're not getting together and having a chat. They're all just watching as Sears now sits up onto his bottom. Referee Mr. Finch just wipes the sweat off his brow, and Kev's treatment's done. He's going to probably come off to the near side with Sear just in front of us, and the play will restart, I suspect, with Slough and Ed Smith once again smashing the ball back to Gowans up to our left-hand side.
Yeah, nothing going on. We're just waiting to see what the ref does.
And Ed Smith just making sure he's tucking into the centre of midfield while...
Billy Jeffries is kind of just asking the referee if it's all right if he kicks it back.
As Jeffries is going to shoot, and he's
chipped
the ball up to the halfway line, up to Gowans.
Gowans will pick that up. Now the game's back in play. They've got to organise, get themselves sorted.
And Sears is back straight on the pitch, and big strong header from Reshort here is the call, and it's won well, and gives the ball away, and Ed Smith slips. Luke Knight gets run past. He gives him a slight shove as he goes past, but the referee's not giving anything there. And now Cornell trying to get into the game, but Biggleswade keeping the ball well, and it's out left to Coulson on the halfway line. Dinks the ball up the line. It's found the feet.
Bantam's coming low. He comes Bantam to get the ball, doesn't he?
And now Rees is turning on the edge of the box. Great ball through to Bantam, is it? Cut back, but it's only found Reshort. But Biggleswade looking dangerous.
Yeah,
headed up, not away by Guy Hollis. And once again, Biggleswade putting Slough under pressure. They're camped in the Slough third as the
Allinson
ball
with
goes
the
in
ball
towards the
into
far
the far
post. It's in the
post.
direction of Ives. Ives tries to head the ball across, misses it altogether, and it's a goal kick to Slough. Slough just need to get this ball away.
Yeah, Slough just don't look like they're in this second half. They've played really poorly. Biggleswade been the better team, and it's just a little bit lacklustre. I don't know what was said at half-time in the Slough dressing room, but they haven't come out with the same tenacity that they had in the first half.
Yeah, I mean, I think the first 10 minutes or so of the second half, before the goal was scored, I think it was still fairly, it was quiet. There was no tempo. Slough had plenty of space, but then all of a sudden, Biggleswade came into it a lot more, started being disruptive, and when that then happened, and when they got that first, they came back into the game. And Slough didn't play with the confidence and didn't play with the composure that they had before.
Ball's over the back
as the
for
ball's
Smith.
through to Smith to chase, and Smith's right after it. But
Against Beach.
good composure up there by Beach, who chips the ball up, and well won in the middle of midfield there by Sears, and it's out with Fraser on the right wing position, driving up the line, trying to get fouled. He looked like he was getting fouled there, but the linesman's a lot closer than we are, and it's back. Ball's driven in by Ed Smith. Doesn't bounce quite to Luke Knight. Flicked on its way by Ian Rees, and now Banton's after it, but Rees Short's in attendance. Ball bouncing around. It's end-to-end stuff, and Rees Short wins the ball, but second ball again, Allison seems to be everywhere at the moment as the ball's on the near side, and it's Ives. Tucks it inside to Rees. Rees turns on the ball under pressure from Sear. Biggleswade going all the way back, chipped forward by Allison, and Rees Short's got to be alert to this, to chest the ball free, and he's going to hook the ball up in the air. But Sears needs to challenge for it and does very well to win it. Well won by Luke Knight, better football, and McClurg just skips the ball away. Slough have the opportunity to advance forward, but a poor ball by McClurg there, unfortunately.
Bring the ball with you, man.
And
how can it be offside? I think Coulston's just chatting to the linesman, asking how he could be offside, but was it the original one? The ball was played by Allison first.
Was it the original ball?
Yeah, from
it
Allison.
Was the original ball. Okay.
That can be the only thing, because Rees York skied it backwards. So
yeah, he had a bit of slicing tea on there as Rees York hits the ball forward. One by Knight, but nothing doing there. And Knight's appealing for it, but no one's there to help him to his feet.
He's come on and he's come in and he's playing right back, and it's allowing Ives to play his more natural midfield role.
Yeah, McNulty playing down in that right back position is almost playing as a right of three almost, isn't he? He tucks in very well when the balls come across, so it's a very fluid formation that Biggleswade have. As Gowans takes the ball all the way across the left hand side of the area to take the goal kick, clears it up and long. It'll be Jeffries underneath it, free header, heads the ball well, and over Ed Smith, and it's the defences.
The ball is always won by Biggleswade, isn't it?
The defenders are winning well. Allison slices the ball, but it falls to Ives on the halfway line, chests it well, and McClurg stands in there, wins the ball, still at his feet, looks for a killer ball, chips the ball through, and it's in the direction of Cornell, but it's too straight, too direct, and it's where Biggleswade want it. And now Allison trying to flick the ball forward. Strong tackle coming in from Parsons against Ives, and Sears does well, driving towards the edge of the box. He needs to pull the trigger. He's flicked the ball off to the right, flicks it off Ed Smith. It's in the middle of the box, and Harris touches it. He was involved earlier in the move, and he was offside earlier in the move, and unfortunately, it's been called back.
And again, the problem is like they're not making the right choices with the balls. Every time McClurg's getting the ball, he's looking for that killer pass that's going to split the defence over the top, and he's not playing it. He's got to play a simple ball more often.
Full-time Bideford 0, Cirencester 2, so a productive trip down west for Cirencester. Histon still lead 3-1 in their game at home. As final scores are coming in, as we go into the final 3 or 4 minutes here at the Carlsberg, as Luke Knight plays the ball up the line. It ricochets off McNulty, and Rees Short just overslides that, does well to get something on the ball, otherwise he could have been in trouble there as Parso clips the ball up the line, but it's too direct here from Slough. They need to get a foot on the ball. They're just launching it forward, and that's what Beach is happy with, and they're putting Beach under a lot of pressure here.
Pressure as well from the far side. That's got to be a
and
corner.
He's controlled the ball, and he's given away a corner. He kicks the ball away in frustration, but Slough will have an opportunity for a Dobson-like corner to drive it in there and try one of their routines.
Unfortunately, our number one corner taker is sitting next to us, so...
Yeah, good.
Is this going to be the first corner this season not taken by James Dobson?
We've had a couple already earlier. Luke Knight had one, didn't he?
Did he?
Yeah. And the Slough fans just behind that goal in that small corrugate area start making their voices heard.
McClurg's back doing his laces up again. So Slough going to take it.
Driven in towards the far post.
Oh, they go
Jumped through, and it's gone
Smith.
through everybody. But Cornell's picked it up on the far
Smith.
side. Oh, sorry, Smith's picked it up on the far side.
Hit the first man.
It's driven towards the edge of the box, but Biggleswade will now attack with numbers. It's 4-on-3.
Oh.
And
He
there's
is through.
absolute lightning there. And I'm not sure who that
It's
is.
Ryan
but
Parsons going to tackle
Ryan
him.
Parsons does well. And
It's
it's
in.
slotted all the way in by Craig Daniel, who
again.
showed amazing pace there in the
Absolutely.
87th minute. He scores his second after coming on barely 12 minutes ago.
What a terrible bit of play by Slough Town. They've got the ball in the corner. Smith's had his shot blocked. They've gone in for a tackle that they haven't won, and from that, Biggleswade have broken from their own half, gone through, and he's put it into the back of the net. And Slough look desolate, don't they?
Yeah, they do. Their heads have dropped. They're not quite sure what's going on. There's a lot of kind of finger pointing going on, and he was given a free rein.
I
They
don't see what
broke
they're having to go to
quickly.
the referee for.
Just in case you didn't know who scored, Craig Daniels.
And
And
they
Slough
broke
gi-
away
and
quickly.
Slough giving away 3 points.
Slough have, with 2
Thrown it
minutes
away.
to go in the match,
Absolutely
Slough
thrown it
have
away.
to push forward now because they trail 3-2 after being 2-0 up at half time.
And they've
Biggleswade
switched.
come back into the
McClurg's playing centre back, and Reece York's going up front.
And they've changed formation. Reece York's going up front. McClurg in the middle of midfield. They've just played the
Goal
ball
kick.
off, but it's only a goal kick, unfortunately, by Fraser. As Slough look to avoid defeat as we go into the final few minutes.
How does that happen, John? From your own corner to get caught on the attack like that is terrible defending.
Craig Daniel had phenomenal pace there to outrun a number of the Slough players. You could have potentially taken one for the team at some point, even just sacrifice yourself and just done it. But in hindsight, that's a great thing.
Every
but it's
time
just,
Biggleswade are first to the ball, every time that there's a second ball to win, it's Biggleswade's.
I think it's disappointing. I think the players will be disappointed after such a strong performance the first half and seemingly in control, even early in this second half, to concede 3 without reply.
Biggleswade now first to the ball every time.
Yeah, the initial goal was 13 minutes into that second half, and then in the space of
And getting Gogic shooting, he had no chance with the goal.
No.
It's 1-on-1, and he's put it past him.
Parsons now looking to get the ball forward quickly and early, up in the direction of Luke Knight's underneath
And
it.
again,
Tries to
what's
flick it
the
on, but
point of
once
this
again,
long ball forwards
now
every
Slough are
time?
caught at the back with it's that man
It's
Beach attacking over the halfway line. Beach looking to play it towards Craig Daniel's feet. He's on
No,
to
it's
a
just-
hat
it's
trick
just-
for a substitute. He's just holding the ball up against Reece York. Reece York does well. Luke Knight turns on the halfway line, surrounded by 3, and about 2 or
Come
3
on,
of them
ref,
actually
that's
foul
got to be a
him.
yellow cards.
And that's a booking. As I say, he probably took one for the team in the 90th minute.
No, he's not booking him. He's got the wrong man anyway. It was number 4, Beach.
He's just booking. He's booking 9.
What?
He's booking him in the 90th
It's
minute.
It was clearly Beach that caught him, and he's booking Ives.
As we're in time added on here. A few of the Slough fans making their way. This is not going to be a happy trip home from Bedfordshire
Well,
for
they've
many of these Slough
got to
players.
get behind the guys now because this is what they need. They need to get a goal now. Get the fans behind them.
And then score a winner in the 48th minute. As Parsons drives the ball forward. It's probably too close. It looks like
No,
it's
that's
going too
good ball.
close to Gowers, but it's headed up in the air by
One of
Beach.
you
It's still
call for
bouncing
it.
around it. It's still bouncing around.
Come
Jeffries
on.
heads it in the direction there, but he's been penalised for winning a clear header. I'm not quite sure what that was for. And Hollis quickly retreats after that ball and goes and brings it back in.
3
But
Slough players went for the same ball there, and not one of them shouted for it.
the heads have dropped a little bit in the last 10 or 15 minutes, especially after conceding that goal. 4-1 to Hereford at Banbury. So Banbury are taking an absolute kicking at home this afternoon.
At least, well, they played a second half, so that's unusual for them.
Dorchester 3, Parley 2 in a local game that they had there. Extra time for Weymouth and Braintree in the FA Cup replay. So Weymouth pushing Braintree the whole way. Baker quickly gives the ball back to Hollis. Hollis's long throw up in the direction of, but over Cornell. Slough just not winning enough of the ball. Good strong header from Sears, I think that was.
He's gonna
And,
sit out, no.
and it's bouncing around and hooked
Farrell
agriculturally
with the ball.
by Farrell out the ground, out of space. And I'm sure
They're not
Nunny
gonna
will
get
be
the ball
delaying
quickly, are they?
giving them a ball back. Look, Nunny's taking his sweet time to give this ball back. He's definitely, and he's deliberately not kicked it very hard to him. There's a real gamesmanship here. Bakes is ushering Parsons forward. All 21 outfield players are in around that Slough.
Well,
It's bouncing in the area, and it's hit the post, and it's in! An equaliser for Slough
Hat-trick.
by Ed Smith's hat-trick! In the 90th minute, and it's deserved overall, I think, for the game's sake. But Ed Smith gets his hat-trick in the 90th minute.
Yeah, flick on by Reece York from the throw, and it's It's bounced through, and Smithy had a chance. He hit it, and it's hit the post, and it's come back to him, and he's put it into the top of the net.
And some of those Banbury voices have gone awful quiet now, haven't they?
Banbury?
Banbury,
I'm not surprised they're quiet.
Banbury and
if you can
Biggleswade.
hear the Banbury voices from here,
They're losing 4-1. Banbury.
if you can hear the Banbury voices from here, he's got really great hearing.
Smith, I think.
It was Smith.
Smith's hat trick.
There was an injury to one of the players. I think McNulty from Biggleswade's down injured.
Ed Smith.
And Slough mostly don't deserve that at all, John.
Well, I think on the first half performance they did. They were certainly
the
creating
second
chances
half
at
they've
will.
been
And
poor, very, very poor. And
it may
they've
just be a lift.
they've just got a bit of luck there. Good long throw by Guy Hollis. Good flick on, and and it's fallen to the right person, Ed Smith. But if it stays this way, I think Slough are going to be lucky for that.
And
Just waiting for. I think he's injured his head or neck, hasn't he, McNulty?
Yeah. Is it McNulty back there? The substitute who's recently come on. Yeah, I think it's Carl McNulty. So we've played 48 minutes here.
You did say, didn't you, a 48th minute winner? So you're not far off.
I'm not far off.
You're
so
getting quite good at this malarkey,
I'm not very good at this. I'm not very good at the guessing. We'll just keep an eye on what the rest of the scores are as they come in.
McNulty's back on his feet, but we're going to wait for a little bit. He's going to go off behind the goal.
Yeah, there's got to be at least a couple of minutes here, and there's going to be a final substitute for Biggleswade.
They're actually subbing the McNulty's.
They're subbing the sub.
Yeah,
They're subbing the sub, so it looks like Cameron Moore's coming on for Carl McNulty as an extra body, just in there for the last death throes of this game.
So he's lasted about 17 minutes. It looks like he might have done his shoulder by the looks of it.
Full-time Chesham 4, Cambridge City 4. So there's some other high-scoring games out there. Burnham 3, Frame 1. Corby have finished, but I'm just trying to find out what the final latest score was. I think they were winning 2-1. As we just wait for play to get back underway.
Substitution. Cam Moyer coming on for Kyle McNulty.
Yeah, so we're just waiting now for the game to restart as Moyer takes his place at right back.
Yeah, I think Corby have won 2-1. It looks like as the
game
game's
kicks
back
off and
underway.
they're
We're in the
going
absolute
go straight for the goal.
Could be anyone's winner here. As Jamie McClurg's now got it in the gentleman's area. There's all sorts of things going on there. As Slough pushing for a winner, it's Parsons drives the ball forward. Cornell underneath it. It's driven. That's the highest today yet by Allison. Reshort heads it powerfully forward. Chested on by Cornell. Flicks the ball forward in the direction of Ed Smith, who's on for a fourth, but it's well repelled. Reshort heads it all the way back to Gogic. Gogic,
and
that is that, and it's full time. Slough 3, Biggleswade 3, Slough 3. A decent and entertaining game. I think both sides will be disappointed they didn't get 3 points.
Yeah, I mean, Slough come back from nowhere to get a point out of that game, but in theory should have had 3 after that first half performance. But credit to Biggleswade for their second half performance. They've changed it around, and they're going to be absolutely gutted not to pick up the 3 points themselves, John.
Yeah. Thank you very much for all your listening and time. Another interesting game as ever, and we'll catch you all at Margate on Saturday.
We will.
Thank you.